siuhy, in my opinion. Because if this doesn't work, the good news is you've got MOUZ, you haven't got Flashy on A site. MOUZ is always that A site player for Liquid. But if A isn't under lock and key for Liquid, it's going to be really tricky.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what it's going to look like, you know, against a 3D Max set. The thing is, their T side felt very lackluster yesterday, but we know it's a bit more explosive on Nuke, and I think that we're going to get a bit more fight from them, and I hope we see some of that fire that we've come to expect from this team when it comes to Nuke. And get the door break, smoke on towards main, dualies for MOUZ set up, and for ultimate as well, so double dualies. Trying to step forward, ultimate step straight in between him and MOUZ. It's a kill apiece. MOUZ keeps on fighting forward, and yeah, he's happy to be back in the action. A brilliant triple kill to kick off Nuke. And Maka doesn't know what's going on. Going to find any fight he can, and he gets immediately removed. So a great statement pistol from Liquid.
Yeah, I love that. Get the dualies up close. You got the immediate quick rotations as well in from Liquid, and the flashbangs, if there were any, from 3D Max, just didn't find the mark whatsoever. How fantastic is it for Flashy? You must be thinking, thank goodness I'm standing here. MOUZ gets the triple immediately. Flashy didn't even play that badly, to be fair to him, but obviously you want your coach to be in the coach role. You want MOUZ to be on the server. So that's a warm welcome back for MOUZ here on Liquid. 3D Max, well, they didn't get the bomb down. They didn't even get a kill. So what do? Not a whole lot. You just got to full eco and try this A bomb site again. And I've got a feeling it's not going to work out as effectively as it did last time, which is a statement considering it didn't work out at all in the pistol.
Yeah, I got P250. That's the major investment here. Alicia's bored. He's going to keep on pushing. He might find a surprise. Gets one kill. He gives over the MP7. Thought he might get a bit more out of that, but they were literally just standing in the line ready for that peak. So it was just 5 or 4 bullets straight to him. And you're going to be like, what are you all doing there? Well, now this MP7 maybe has a chance to do some damage. You got another kill. Remove siuhy. You're feeling great. Yeah, nice.
There you go. Not bad. Not the worst outcome for Liquid either, because you're going to lose, what, a couple of players and the MP7. So you lost the FAMAS, you lost the MP7. Those are the worst weapons. That's fine. If you're Liquid, you get the job done. Oh, Flash has even gone old school. He's got the clipboard out.
Yeah, we need more clipboards. I feel like it commands a bit of authority, having a clipboard. Doesn't matter if there's nothing written, you know, on paper. You just got a clipboard. It kind of says a statement, doesn't it? It's kind of like wearing one of the kind of vests, safety vests. Here we go. Is this door fight you're talking about? Well, it's not going to be too aggressive early. I thought there was going to be some spam, but no. Okay, your eyes on door, my eyes on outside with a liege. It's not going to be too tested this round, though. Instead, it looks to be Rab that the fight's going to come, but there's a double setup here.
Yeah, this is really good for Liquid right now. There's been no pressure outside. siuhy's burned alive. Exorcies. How's that happen then? Was that an early kill?
All the way back.
It's kind of ridiculous. So the spam and the utility working out brilliantly. Lucky and Maka have also been brought down a little bit lower. But with 1 minute left, take a look at just 3D Max. They've been so passive in these last 3 rounds. Maybe that creates an opportunity if Naf goes pushing into them. With 45 seconds, he realizes, well, actually, they've not been fighting for anything. There's so much pressure here on 3D Max. Maka's got the bomb, and he's tucked in the corner.
Nice saving.
Surely not.
And a 4-on-5. First gun round. Yeah, they're going to save. All right. So all it takes is one molly deep in towards Squeak. X's size gets burnt to a crisp, and yeah, they don't have anywhere to progress off it. So, all right, well, we'll try next round, I guess.
This is a real head scratcher for me. This is
So
actually...
what's the intent into this round?
Well, I'm assuming they wanted to go ramp, and they wanted to have Gravity lurking. Instead, I mean, look at the reaction out of Liquid. It's like, what? Like, what has happened just in this first gun round? Xyz gets mollied out, sure. But then they don't go ramp. Gravity doesn't really progress outside. He walks towards red, and then tucks behind main. And doesn't do anything. That is the easiest gun round. Liquid are probably going to have all best of 3. To be honest, all tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever even saw exercise during any of that, so... yeah, nice round, I guess. Thanks for the freebie, they say. So an attempt to run it back. Obviously, you lack a lot of utility because of this, because you didn't get any extra money. They're going to be a bit more active outside. Masuda, top main. They are looking for him. I mean, he's not going to expose himself just yet.
They're on such a timer here. As you say, as soon as these smokes go, I mean, 3D Max have got nothing really to play with. They need to find this fight in Garage. It's easy for a lead. You still got siuhy having this crossfire in from main. As I say, the smokes fade, the bomb's not dropped outside, and 3D Max got to fight their way out this corner.
You got Slayer in towards Hell as well, and you got a double setup in towards main. That's just getting picked apart. I'm concerned. I mean, it's only 4 rounds in, but it's giving me shades of the MIBR game yesterday.
Yeah, the adjective is sluggish from 3D Max. Like,
Escargot.
if you want to just go outside, that's fine. But you're then pushing into Garage when your smokes are fading. It's really off tempo from 3D Max, and yeah, this is a worrying sign. I'd love to see a timeout here in the next round after this Tech 9 buy.
Have some pace into this one. Plus, I get the blood flowing. Yeah, looks to be. No? Okay. We do litter the A-bomb site with flames. Also been salty with the AWP. Now I'm just going to go searching Deagle, see if it can find something. I think maybe a second volley of smokes just across. They want to go down secret.
Right, nice. And they waited for the first sort of volley of the smokes to fall. They've also got all of the grenades out of ultimate. siuhy's only got 1 for 1. That's an AK now scavenged for Gravity. And Naf can only go 1 for 1. So this is much better. Really good spacing being taken here by Gravity. Ultimate has a look around the other side, but it's Gravity that will get rid of him. This was a picked up AK that has now netted 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, MOUZ needs to be careful because Lucky on the flank comes through and can't quite get the job done. But he's still got this AK. It's a Liege and Gravity into the 1-on-1. He's got the kit, got a bit of time. Where's Gravity got to? Not too many angles he could be in. And the fight might just come to him. Gravity standing in the open and ready for it. A quad kill from Gravity. And I absolutely love his scaling on that B-bomb site. He never stops moving after he gets that kill, scoops the AK, goes up into mini ramp to catch out MOUZ, and then just calls for the flash, wants to keep going, remove ultimate, and just make it so difficult for Liquid to pull off this retake.
Yeah, really good scaling, as you say. Like, the trade-in is immediate. Liquid tried their best to come back into this. Ultimate isn't ready for how fast Gravity is up that ramp. He's ready around the corner.
Somewhat surprising to me, given Naf died 2 mini ramp, right?
Yes.
Like, is he just hoping that that push doesn't come through, that Gravity doesn't extend further?
Well, he's more hoping, I think, that he's going to get on the angle to the point where maybe he could see Gravity scaling around that side directly, and there's going to be another player going to get the AK potentially on that right-hand side. So so Gravity's going to come to the left. That's the rationale I'm going with. That makes the most sense. So it was slow, really quick out of 3D Max to get the opening fight. Let's see if they can now back it up.
Flowing.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. It's what they needed.
A bit of an injection. And it comes with the Tech 9 skills even better. Intermac has now got the AWP picked up at the end by Gravity. Exercise, what's he up to here? Wants to walk through. Put himself into the corner event. The rest of the squad, they just want to go ramp. Naf about to be tested. Flashbangs to come through. They want to commit. Naf under a lot of pressure. Will just disengage, and Exercise, he was looking for this kill. Catch that, siuhy. I guess there should be a second player about, but not finding him. And that's not quite the molly. And there's that second player. So Exercise does get caught, and there's a rotation down towards B. Naf's already here. As mentioned, just disengaged immediately, and he finds two. Well, with Elige by his side, but they both fall. And it's into the 2-on-2. MOUZ still low. Maka holding the line where MOUZ lies in wait. Oh, when he catches him. So it's now onto ultimate, pushing through the ramp side. I don't think he was ever spotted in hell, so he might have a timing here. It is being considered. A smoke lands in his face. He gets to walk through it. Oh, and MOUZ holding.
Oh, he had the right read. I really respect that play from Ultimate. Just think that he can get that timing going through that left-hand side of the smoke with MOUZ. Able to get that spray transfer on both Naf and Elige. It is everything. Really like this out of 3D Max. This one's a lot more simple. Just a concentrated effort in towards ramp. Just flashing Naf away. Getting Ecstasy then to lurk through Squeaky. And sure, the trade is in, but it also delays rotations out of Liquid. I feel like Naf's done such a good job with his reposition towards the back of the site. But no, it's MOUZ that is able to find that triple. He's been that pillar of consistency for 3D Max. And that's all it takes, right? A Tech 9 round. Back it up by winning the one thereafter. And Liquid's money is completely gone. Benchmark you're looking for out of 3D Max, it will be 5 on the T side. Maybe it was a false sense of security that Liquid went 4-0 up so early. This surely should be a one-round game. Given where the players are for Liquid, maybe MongolZ and Elige can craft something here on A.
Yeah, it feels unlikely with this barrage utility about to come their way. Ultimate in heaven, but he's just got a USP. See if they can hold against the A kit. Elige is mollied off his position. Smoked up by Ultimate, so they do prevent them from entering, and they've done a fair bit of damage. Goes both ways. Just to take space elsewhere instead, in towards ramp. 30-odd seconds left.
Uh-oh.
Let's get a little bit claustrophobic now with 30 seconds, and
That's been heard as well.
the A site stacked, but it is just the pistols. siuhy up close. That was the low HP player. MOUZ now swings out. MOUZ finds siuhy. MOUZ so low, but still finds a kill. Trade comes. Don't want to go down that vent, although it's pre-fired. And it's ultimately just a USP backside. Surely run down by Maka.
There's no time.
But the bomb, I think it fell down the vent. He scoots it up, but there's no time. Oh, they've been ecoed. It's a disaster. And a shake at the head from Maka. A peek down the vent, and the bomb falls.
That's so silly. That's so silly out of 3D Max. I can tell you exactly what's happened here as well. Is all they wanted to do was clear close ramp and not commit on it. If they had just all gone together at that stage, because there was so much damage being done, they got blocked over at Squeaky. You can't go out hut at that point because you have no info. You haven't got a player outside, so you can't go in towards main and split it that way. Because you don't know what's happening, you should just group together. You all group together, go in towards ramp, take those longer range gunfights. You've even flashed that close corner in towards radio. But instead, they only clear the close part. They then don't push further forward. This is now 2 timeouts being used in 7 rounds here for 3D Max. And this is an eco back for Team Liquid, but you could argue it was gifted to them. Brilliant reposition out of Naf in towards the vent. siuhy's taking the contact. MOUZ has got that little jiggler as well, and just does enough. They really wanted to then reposition after this goes wrong between malbs and siuhy 3D Max. They wanted to go down vent. They wanted to go down B, and Naf was just waiting with open arms. That was such an easy frag for him. And it really just feels like they overcooked it massively.
Yeah, just going down the vent, I think, was the huge risk there, but great start to this round. Ultimate ready for the boost up outside, and you've got this aggressive play from Elige. And the siuhy spamming out again, so Liquid looking to keep capitalizing. That was considered a flashbang over. Elige gets flushed out, but it's still a player advantage.
Yeah, Elige has been really aggro outside, so a nice consideration here. You've now got a player in secret, you've got Masuta, but you can't really be individual, especially when you're in this player disadvantage. Now Lucky is isolated. Maybe he can catch ultimate here. Oh, but he moves off the angle. That's so savage. And suddenly, you know one was down secret because you heard Gravity stomping. You know that Lucky is back red. And siuhy can now potentially just go on a push to flank. But Liquid are playing the contain game, which is really important. They're not overextending. They're just playing together. You can see that siuhy is pushing, but not directly going around the corner. And Ultimate is just taking unfair fights onto all of these players. That is such a great round out of Ultimate. He'll get a quad kill, and Liquid will find their 6th.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of that Ultimate from day one against PVISION. He's got some of those pieces around him this time. Just ready for this boost. And a flick up to the head, too. That's just good timing. Spam coming out, but great shots from Ultimate. Looking very clean with it. Lovely sequence. So 3D Max, they get ecoed, then they get shut down outside. And that's put them into a very uncomfortable round here. It's another one of these half buys. Let's have a Galil.
Nice molly from Liquid to block the outside smoke as well here, just making things just even more frustrating for 3D Max, because now you can't even land your smoke templates because they're just being obstructed. I think the issue with 3D Max in some of these rounds on the T side in particular is that they are still wanting to carry through the original thread of thought of the plan. And the danger you've got with that is when you're losing opening players, you then can't do that. For example, Masuta pushing, taking deep space outside in Garage, whilst you've got Gravity in secret, and then Lucky is effectively just completely by himself. And you can't do that. You've got to group together at that point. You have to just change the plan. siuhy under pressure, and this time it overwhelms him. Gravity able to find the opener. Ultimate's got his dualies out at range and he's trying to take some shots. Elige will at least trade onto Exorcist 3v2, and Naf steps in to kill the bomb and mop things up. This should be fine now for Liquid. These rounds are actually being the most threatening rather than the gun rounds, which is probably a statement here for 3D Max, just to how bad the gun rounds are looking. This is 7 for Liquid, and this has been very fast indeed.
Yeah, very responsive from Liquid in that round as well, just to the different maneuvers that were happening. You see MOUZ takes that off angle in case they push through main. They have the response from Elige and towards Heaven. Ultimate coming to play off each other. Can't believe he gets the double Beretta kills. 120 odd ADR from Ultimate. He's having a great time outside with this AWP. Liquid in general having a good time on this map. That was just that Galil with a couple of pistols. Another aggressive line outside. Ultimate looking towards siuhy. Going to see nothing, and it's Elige getting the opening pick. We might get some aggression at ramp at the same time. It looks like Naf is pushing his smoke, so Liquid applying the pressure everywhere. And Naf's taking a very forward line. We did see 3D Max clear this. Now they feel very penned in.
Yeah, this is really clever out of Liquid. They recognize that 3D Max are very one-dimensional on this T side. That there's been no faking, there hasn't really been too many lurks. So you kill Gravity, you understand that actually all of the utility came over from 3D Max towards lobby. Naf just takes the space off the back of it. Elige has now pivoted and rotated in. And Ultimate's holding the deep line in CT. And this is really clever because it just means that Elige can be this spare rifler over towards A. Lurk smoke out of 3D Max. But it hasn't landed on towards top main. It's actually dribbled over. So Elige has now got new angles to take a peek round. And he'll see nothing outside. And with 40 seconds, this will be an A play. But this will be Liquid really reinforcing this bomb site. Ultimate can even come over towards Heaven. And he understands that.
I half thought they were just going to go for another save in the 4-on-5. But no, they are dropping the molly, and they do look to commit in this time. But again, so many bodies here. 20-odd seconds. Yeah, the push comes through, and it's all over before it even begins. As soon as the call comes, Naf takes his step forward, and Elige steps in for his multi-kill. Simple stuff from Liquid, and this is kind of what that T-side was looking like against Anubis, right? You mentioned no lurks. There's not this extra step to any of these rounds. It's very much grouping up as 5, waiting to see if there's anything that happens early, and then going for whatever your initial commit was, which for the most part seems to be sitting in lobby and then going for A.
Which, I mean, would be fine if you're taking the outside space. You know, if you're pushing the player back off ramp. MOUZ has pushed Exorcies to the spectator screen in this round. Instant headshot. And Exorcies has not been having a good time over towards door. I thought that fight would be relevant, but my goodness me, it is so one-sided for Liquid. Gravity might have a chance on Elige here, given where Elige is on towards top garage. And yeah, he'll fall immediately afterwards. Gravity now needs to fall back and regroup with his team. And 3D Max need to start activating. They're going to head in towards A now. In fact, they're already on the site.
Yeah, Naf pushed aggro, and well, that's about that. ultIMate is going to start to progress forward. Swaps his ult for an AK. malbs is in towards main. Bob's only just now getting planted, so there definitely is the opportunity. Well, there was the opportunity until ultIMate got caught. I think now malbs just wants to hold on to the AK for the next round. Doing damage here would feel good. Or
maybe not. No, overpeaking him. I really thought for a second then there was going to be this strafe out from Lucky. MOUZ going to swing, but no, they're playing it very diligently. 3D Max. And this round is much better from them. There's that damage that you were speaking about. Mob was able to get a couple. So it still isn't going to feel amazing. Yes, you've won the round. You desperately need this 4th just to give yourself something.
Surprised that Naf goes for that push again after it, you know, he did it just the round before. This time it's being held for, and he's caught as soon as he steps out of the smoke. This is a pretty risky position from Elige. I don't mind it, to be honest. He actually did get the fight onto Gravity, just couldn't find the fatal headshot. But both of those pieces falling in tandem made that round crumble.
Yeah, but look what you've got. You've got a player that is actually going with the outside smokes for 3D Max. You've got a player that is watching the extremity as well. And sure, you're still bundled together in towards lobby, but you are being a little bit more forward-thinking. Diagonal smokes put down immediately for 3D Max. Looks like they want to commit with them, but MOUZ, yet again, has found Exorcies. Another opening pick, and another opening death, I should say, for Exorcies. Feels like he's been burnt alive or just headshot instantly. 6 rounds in this first half.
Yeah, it's not been a fun half for him. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Gets traded immediately. That was ridiculous. Oh my god, they go the other way as well. Masuda shows that he can do it as well. One Tap's raining out terror on this B bomb site in each direction. We have a 3-on-3 as that bomb goes down, and it's the full retake from ramp.
Yeah, this is tricky for Liquid to get back into. I mean, you've got ultiMate that could throw a flashbang here for his team, or in fact, Liquid are just going to stream in. And Lucky's got to be very careful because no one's near him. You got this single player door holding the crossfire, and Lucky does well to tuck in. So that means that Maka can get on the angle. Masuda has a look in towards double, but ultiMate's holding for him, and you knew that Maka was over here in towards single, but Elige just peeks without ultiMate, and suddenly this gets really tricky. ultiMate needs to hit the shot entirely, and Maka just strafes in, backs out, and gets 2 free fights. 3D Max will get back-to-back rounds, and they'll find a 4th on that T side.
Yeah, just an eagerness to take that fight, right? I feel like if ultiMate just swings first the pistol in hand, and then Elige can trade with the rifle, it feels like the better approach to that. But I think time's starting to build, the pressure is getting on. They just want to find that final fight, and yeah, it just ends up not working out for them. So yeah, a bit more blistering pace into that final round. That was after losing the opening pick. They just crossed Secret. 2 of their 4 rounds coming from just running down Secret very quickly. That time with the guns. And again, good scaling despite malbs hitting a disgusting one tap. It was the quick trading and quick scaling that, again, is the difference for 3D Max. And 4, that is something to work with going into the CT side.
It certainly is something. Good for them to actually rebuild and get something here. It was a crazy round in terms of these one-taps and instant shots coming through from both of these squads. Maka does expertly here. 4 kills in this round. Leading by example, giving 3D Max a little bit of something on their choice. As Dust2 looks pretty decent for Liquid, even playing with their coach yesterday. Like you'd wager that 3D Max have got to at least build in towards this nuke. Outside smoke being deployed for Liquid. Utility also being lined up for A, but Ultimate and siuhy are going to look to take a bit of space before there's any real commitment.
Maka gets the opening pick. Nice one on Ultimate and spammy, expecting siuhy. It's a little dry, and now siuhy can scale through and find his kill.
Brilliant.
So gets that opportunity, turns back, knows his player's fighting in towards main. They actually want to take the fight to Maka. That could be a little bit risky. Yeah, okay, that maybe was a bit of an overextension. I think siuhy just wanted to use his body with low HP to ensure the trade, but Maka not missing with the USP, and now it's a 2-player advantage. A flash over, they look to just overwhelm this bomb site. Nothing offered from Liege or Naf. And despite getting in nice and clean with that kill off siuhy, it's the follow-up that was a little flat.
Yeah, I suppose they wanted to take space off the bomb site. Did Liquid in that moment. Plant for main, get the kill on Maka, and then you can double up and have that crossfire. But you're right, it's just a little bit too eager. I really like the initial play from siuhy, though. The fact that he's able to run through that smoke over towards main, takes the contact, allows that scaling out towards hut. It makes sense when you look at it on paper for Liquid. It's just a shame the movement from siuhy isn't really good enough. 9-7 on Ancient. NRG are also playing with Daps and not Bro. He had to leave CAC due to personal reasons. So the fact they're playing with the coach and MOUZ are losing in that first map is tricky. Straight in towards this bomb site, but really nice setup between Lucky and Gravity. No way in for Liquid. And now they've got to change course. Straight into ramp, straight into the AWP of Maka, who got a multi-kill on the pistol and is now rewarded with his sniper rifle. malbs can't do a whole lot here, and Masuta will send him back. 3D Max make this a 2-round game.
Yeah, I think we're going to be saying Maka's name a little bit more. Mentioned that it just he wasn't a factor on the opening game versus MIBR, but definitely feeling his presence on their CT side already. Yeah, full spy from Liquid. They try and go fast in towards A, put that initial pressure on. I don't mind it at all, but they just get cleaved at the entrance of hut. SMG is the perfect weapon to turn that choke point into a meat grinder. And no one likes horse meat. It's a 2-round game to become a 1-round game.
So, I just wasn't ready for you to say horse meat.
It's because Liquid's logo
yeah,
is
no,
a horse.
I get it. It's very good.
It's liquidized horse meat. It's been ground.
Yummy.
Ugh.
What a difference a couple of rounds can make for 3D Max. Just getting those 2 right at the end of that first half suddenly makes it a lot more achievable. Exorcist did really well on the pistol too. Obviously already noted that he had a little bit of a quiet game. Nice to see him step up. Gravity's been playing well as well. You need that support network around Masuta. They didn't have it yesterday against MIBR. Looks like they've got a second wind here on Nuke. It's like Liquid would like to scale, take fights outside. They're just waiting to see if there's going to be any pushes, any reaction. The only reaction right now is that Lucky's got a very tight angle outside, and you've got Gravity that is waiting with bated breath down secret. with this MP9, looking to farm up as much money as possible. Smokes go in for Liquid. Spam isn't connecting, but in comes the MP9.
He's set up the feast, isn't he? Already did in round number 2, so this happens. Now, a chance to get so many kills. Oh, can't quite make it the third. So it's only the 2 with the SMG, but they'll still all get cleaned up. I think Gravity's fine with that. The MP9 is more than paid for itself. He is sitting with a whole pile of cash beneath him. And 3D Max now within 1 on their comfort side of the CT half. And they're definitely going to be feeling like Nuke can be theirs.
I see this gun around them for Liquid. Uncontested AWP for Maka. Liquid haven't had a bomb plant. So Ultimate absolutely cannot afford that. Great nade. Just early on. Softening up these players. A second one goes deep. And Elite is on 20 HP before he's even had a chance to play out the round. It's a horrible start for Liquid. siuhy will still commit on the promise, the outside space, break on the smoke. They don't see him. Ultimate's also scaling with him. And that break on the smoke, you really felt like that was going to reveal siuhy, and somehow in plain sight, he's able to cross.
Just about gets down to... So that was a little tricky, but he manages to get over. The question is, what do you do now? Because you've got to play down secret. Normally, the kind of next protocol is to start moving towards ramp, and I think 3D Max, they've got a sense that this is coming. They're going to bring the AWP over, smoke it off. They send a player down just to make sure siuhy doesn't do anything. So now the kind of backup option is into the A bomb site. They should be given the utility to throw with the low HP, and you imagine siuhy makes his way up the vent instead, just trying to fake out B. So he's got... This has worked out well for Liquid in terms of moving players around. They just need to come through on the promise, and it started brilliantly. Gravity's gone, up the vent comes siuhy. And Lucky falls too, so the bomb site is theirs.
Yeah, that was a massive jump from 3D Max in terms of what control they thought they'd lost. And it almost feels like a disproportionate response, even though it felt like the right idea. What I mean by that is you've now got this double setup over towards the B bomb site. You had Exorcies and Masuta that were both rifling down B. I actually thought the initial response was really good out of 3D Max, right? They smoke off ramp. You then have the AWP over here as well. You got that crossfire with a player, and then you have one rifler down B. That makes a lot more sense, because then you can use ramp as your pivot to either send these players down in towards B or come back up heaven. Gravity really needed help there. 20 seconds, he's alone on that A bomb site. Lucky's nowhere near him either outside. You can see the X on the minimap. He's at back credit. So there's no way he can feasibly come and set up a decent crossfire with Gravity. And if they walked out hut at any point there, Liquid, they didn't. But if they did, then Gravity would have had no idea either. So it was the right idea from 3D Max. I just felt like they'd overdid it a little bit in terms of the response. And they over-gamble players down B because of the lack of information outside.
Not great first round on the T side for Liquid, especially after the early damage done to both Elite and siuhy. siuhy's playing a great game in both the fragging and the calling. This looks very similar. Few more bodies outside though, bomb included, so they might just be going for this cross with a second layering of smokes.
I've heard 2 smokes being broken by the nades. Another one. Oh, will net. Oh, a bit of position, but Elite just snaps back on Lucky. That creates the pathway. That creates the channel now for Liquid, and they're trying to split through ramp as well. Masuta needs to hold on here. Needs to at least try and deal with Naf, but the timing might look at a little bit out of left field because Liquid are already down B.
Yeah, there's no response yet from the CDs. Maybe they're hoping it was just the lead and the rest of the crew is going to be moving elsewhere, but Naf is removed, so Masuda just about wins that duel. And now you've still got siuhy as the second lurk. The bomb's been planted, and you're not being given these fights. If they can clear siuhy, they have a way into this round, but he's found gravity, traded. I think he's done enough despite these 2 low HP players. We'll see.
They're trying it.
Yeah, still giving it a go, but Elige moves exercise, and it's just Maka in towards Secret with the AWP. And Ultimate's always looking to hunt him. Gets the confirmation. He really wants to hold on to this. I don't know if you want to commit too much. Don't want to lose this orb. And he will.
That's not ideal for 3D Max. Really nice adjustment here from Liquid because they run the same round back, but they have the slight variation of having more players cross down in towards Secret. And you're bang on. Instant headshot here from Elite. That is a snapshot, a break of the neck. No info because of that instant headshot onto Lucky. And Liquid just cross. 3D Max just... I feel like they felt like they over-rotated in the previous round, and then this time they don't react enough because they feel like, oh, look, we've only seen one player cross technically. There isn't that immediate reposition down the vents either from 3D Max. They're worried about the scaling out of Liquid. Masuta's an anchored on towards ramp, gets the kill on Naf, and that contact actually works really well for Liquid because suddenly, that means the ramp player is still here, he hasn't rotated down, and then you can just escalate the situation. siuhy as that secondary lurk over towards the door does brilliantly. And that gives it enough time for Liquid to resplit and refocus towards double door, towards single door, have these really important crossfires. 2 rounds back to back. Buy on its last legs and potentially map on its last legs for 3D Max, because if Liquid win this, there's going to be no money and it will be map point for them surely.
Yeah, let's spend what, 2,400 or so? So yeah, a lot riding on this round for 3D Max. Liquid have loved the space to getting outside, but Maka gets the opening kill, so Elige removed early. There's much more of a response to outside. They've got a player starting Secret, and they've got the AWP out here.
Yeah, Masuta just finds ultimate. Much better out of 3D Max. A lot more proactive. Maka holding this vent play. MOUZ top main. His ramp play, I should say. MOUZ top main just holding. Trying to see if Masuta will overextend, but in the 5v3, 3D Max don't need to overextend themselves. They don't need to go searching for more information. Flashbang in towards main. MOUZ was able to get rid of Lucky, but that's where Gravity steps in, but he's missed a chance to trade. The good news is that Masuta steps in from Secret in the meanwhile, sets up that crossfire. MOUZ is able to get rid of Gravity, but it's Masuta with the trade. Naf now puts it into a 1v2. With 40 seconds left, his biggest burden in this round is getting the bomb, which is right in main, and 3D Max should know about it.
Yeah, I like the way he's approaching this, though. He knows he's got the time to walk around. The smoking towards main creates so many concerns because they just lose all the information. So now, if he can catch out exercise, he has a way into this. The re-smoke comes in. I don't think he's going to be looking lower. Oh, he finds the first, but exercise then steps through. And he has that moment of impact he's been looking for. I really thought Naf was cooking that, but the reposition from exercise, the fact that the smoke comes in from heaven, Naf's just not anticipating that angle. He does make it expensive, but 3D Max win a critical round.
Yeah, they needed that one. They really did. Nice try from Naf. As you say, that reposition, the smoke just makes things really confusing. And he just changes the approach. And there was a really small timing window. The exercise could have been caught there over towards Squeaky. Really like this proactivity as well out of Masuta. The fact that he comes up to trade out the main player, then he progresses in towards back red to guarantee that the MALBS frag is also found, because that was looking a little bit scary. The gravity's fallen, pulls nades out. As he's assumed MOUZ rotated away. Lucky down the vent. He's going to maintain back. Up here, Ultimate is trying to track the tracers through the outside smoke, but it doesn't connect. Meanwhile, Liquid heading towards ramp. Double flashbangs. Masuta up for the task, but traded out immediately by MOUZ. Liquid won't be again.
Yeah, just going to scale down. Ultimate's the lurk outside, but yeah, you're not going to be able to cut off these rotations down the vent. So Lucky already down here. Smoke lands, but Gravity slides into control. And surely he'll be able to punish off the attention that's focused on Lucky right now. Yeah, there comes, just trying to plant the bomb as a leech in the smoke, and Gravity Manages to find him. Ultimate. Yeah, not anything much he can do. Oh, Maka. He's going to do it to him. Lovely. Extra money and an AWP. Maka licking his lips as they get picked apart after that initial kill.
Yeah, I really love that play. Out of Lucky and Gravity. Play it so well, just ping-ponging that contact between single door and control room. Such a great shot as well. Out of Lucky in towards single door. We'll get to see it back here in a minute. Masuta going 1-for-1 is good enough because it buys time for these rotates and these shots. Also, Lurking gets overwhelmed, and for Liquid, suddenly, yet again, it's a one-round game. They're just on Tech 9s, and we were literally painting the picture that Liquid could be up to map point. Instead, it just bounces and rebounds the other way. It's Tech 9s. It's a chance to equalize for 3D Max. Do not trip over your own shoelaces.
Maka's got a nice deep line, and they're just going to cross sort of around there. 3D Max ran to get one of their rounds going on the T side, and it's very fast scaling. There's not a response just yet. We see it's still in towards ramp, and they're just going to run down. Now, siuhy does get caught. The difference here is there's not this player down here to catch and get a rifle and scale off. Instead, they have to do it the hard way. They do get the bomb down, which is a bonus. Ultimate hits a nice shot. There's still so many bodies here. Nav's found in one as well. And Lucky starts to step forward. He's afraid now, starting to sweat, and for good reason. Nav's hitting bangers with the deagle, and Elige has the backstab. P250 in hand, and Elige comes through and makes it look good. It's the pistols from Liquid, a bit of pace, and some damn fine shooting.
I love that from siuhy. And it looks a little bit silly actually on the minimap at first, because you're thinking, okay, siuhy's just gone by himself and he's died outside. He's given up his life. But actually, he delays all of these rotates for 3D Max because they see the smokes, they break them, they don't see anything. And then there's siuhy in towards main. That's the only bit of info you get. That just stops them for 2 seconds. And that is enough for Liquid to get on the bomb site, cross, plant the bomb. And then these shots hit by Naf and Ultimate are extraordinary. We're not live in this one. It's got to get reset. Speaking of being reset, Liquid have found new life. And we are in, and again, a position. It just keeps changing. These rounds just keep flip-flopping between 3D Max and Liquid. You don't know which way this is going to go. Because look, it's still 11-9, but it really is still anyone's game.
Yeah, this round is an exceptionally important one, so you definitely want to make sure everything's working properly before you get into it. Liquid win this, and it is brutal for 3D Max, who already aren't feeling the best financially. You can see a couple of FAMASs and MP9s going to be what they're fighting with into this round. So a lot hinging on it.
NRG have just beaten MOUZ on map 1.
No way.
13-10 on Ancient.
Unchecked one out. Jax with a couple of multi-kill rounds towards the end. Let's go.
Not like this, MOUZ. Surely not like this.
And 18's having a bit of a resurgence today, it feels. I'm expecting a lot out of M80 after how they played versus Falcons, even if things got a little crazy towards the end of some of those maps.
Oh, this buy is so horrible for 3D Max, because obviously you got to invest in. You got Macro on the AWP, but you got MP9s, you got FAMASs, you haven't got all the utility. We haven't seen any aggression out of this CT side of 3D Max so far. Is this the round that they lobby crunch? Is this the round that they start to force the issue? Or are they going to be playing a little bit too passive? Are they going to allow Liquid the way in? It looks like Liquid are just going to go for exactly the same start. Smokes outside, get Ultimate on the angle, take these deep fights in towards red, in towards garage. Just heard that nade break the smoke, right? That's the only nade in the round for 3D Max. And Masuta is completely by himself, bar the lucky spams.
And that's a lot of information. You've just heard that all fire up from heavens. Now you know where Mako is located. Masuda can still play a pivotal role here. Gravity's hearing footsteps close by. Like he doesn't want to overextend with the low HP. He has a lot of responsibilities. He's got to keep an eye on this cross because at the moment they have no way of knowing if these players move over. Gravity's seeing the shadow. Oh, and that smoke's gone a little bit shallow.
Oh,
so
no.
He's got a bit of an angle, and Masuda, that's that kill that they were looking for. Opening pick found. MOUZ looks to try and find him back in with a couple of burst fire shots. He does succeed. 40 seconds, and it's a rotation down towards B. 3D Max gamble lower. Yep. And I think they're making the wrong read. This looks to be a heaven push from siuhy. MOUZ to come through main. I feel this is going to be A.
Yeah, this is a really good call. A really good adjustment here out of Liquid because they've been going B all the time on this T side. So yeah, again, you take the space. Time's going to be the biggest burden though. Gravity's also seen them. MOUZ gets the trade. Lucky hits back on Naf, but you got to get the bomb. Can you grab it? If you're siuhy, he's able to scoop it, grab the trade back, but there's simply no time. And there's no safe passage in towards this A bomb site. Time undoes it all for Liquid. Important kill on towards Naf dropping that bomb. And 3D Max are like a cockroach. They are just staying alive and staying alive. You can't get rid of them.
Oh, the timing. I cannot believe it. Looked like Liquid were just about to walk in and win the round. If they'd just gone through main, they actually would have. But instead, yeah, they want to go up and over. And it's exactly as 3D Max decide, all right, we want to get the information. We start to make moves. Did Gravity get ultimate? Was that what kind of happened over towards Secret? Because that changed the tenor, because then there was a lot of focus over towards this MP9 at long range, allowed Lucky with the low HP to capitalize and find his kill onto Naf. So Gravity, I think, maybe the MVP with that one kill and just the attention focused upon him.
I think that this round really identifies and actually is a really good example of the lack of confidence and the lack of belief in Liquid right now. Because that read, that decision to wrap Heaven, to go A, was completely the correct call. It was really smart to adjust this in the mid-round based on what we discussed previously. 3D Max have rotated 2 players down B because Liquid are just going B. But they took way too long. And they took way too long, so I just think they second-guessed themselves. They were worried about, oh, what if the player's holding us? What if this player's doing this? Rather than trusting the instinct, rather than trusting the call. It started off so strong as well for Liquid. Now 3D Max are battling back and they're getting aggressive. Masuda has found the opener on MOUZ. Lobby crunch, we said, haven't really seen too much aggression out of 3D Max. They bring it out now to try and equalize this game. siuhy creeps forward, but he gets smoked off at the pass in towards Lobby. Ultimate in main, finds the difference. Can he get a multi onto Gravity? Gravity's now repositioned to try and get rid of Ultimate out main. In fact, Ultimate's just left. Completely left. And Gravity will take the space back. siuhy is still on his own, really. Naf's going to come and help him over at Lobby. But look at how separated these 2 packs of players are for Liquid. Where do you go? And how do you piece this together?
Yeah, they're hoping maybe Elige can find that alleviating factor. Oh, the spot goes both ways. Elige just being present down here, being a nuisance.
It's going to have to end
a molly and a smoke. Well, this is going to be A, right? Surely he comes back up this vent. They're going to clear Lobby. And then Ultimate comes through main late. Naka catches siuhy and Gravity just tucks into the corner. Simple stuff. And now you bring this one back now with 20 seconds left. Maka's sitting in towards Hut. He's just firing off shots just to be a nuisance. Put that pressure on them, and now you're getting picked apart. It's the no escape to close the round. 3D Max right back into things. And for Liquid, that one feels a little lackluster. We're now 11-11.
Gravity plays that brilliantly. He does so well because it's Ultimate getting the opening pick here and the trade back into main after the hunt push comes in, and then Gravity immediately takes the space back and just tucks in the corner. Just knows that that's his job, just to hold outside and this main play. You've got players down Secret if you're Liquid, but it's only one this time. That's just a really good understanding of the situation from Gravity. Single-handedly wins that round for 3D Max, in my opinion. And now it's quick. Now it's fast. Now it's maybe just a bit desperate. Onto this A bomb site for Liquid. Trade is immediate. Elijah's also got rid of Exercise. Oh no! This is a complete disaster. Bomb's now planted on A. 4v2 even. Elijah's not dead yet. And 3D Max, they're going to be conceding that point.
You got it right. I mean, look at the money. If you lose both these players, it's brutal, and I think they will. Mac is being hunted. And now spotted the final player, MOUZ, forced to just take the fight forward. There's nowhere out unless he can make a passage for himself. Oh, it's a bit messy, but he gets that kill and loses his life. I'm surprised he peeks back in. But that's 12 for Liquid. Mac is on 2K. Exercise 2.7. MOUZ 3.8. A fast play into A could be what breaks 3D Max.
There wasn't really any flashes either out of Liquid. It was just go, go, go. Brilliant out of siuhy to pick up the AK and immediately get the kill through main. Elijah able to find that second headshot too. OT or bust now for 3D Max. They've been in these positions before on the half buys or on the low buys. That's where they've been doing some of their best work. Lucky creeps close. This time not getting aggro in towards lobby, but aggressive outside. In fact, there's 3 of them here, all looking to take contact off of each other. Elijah surely is going to clear this close angle onto Lucky, and he does spot him. He will claim his life and even adjust back. That's awesome out of Elijah. Maybe Liquid can avoid overtime entirely.
Gravity will take this time to push forward, but Elijah's holding forward. He gets this pick as well. It's all over. siuhy steps through in Liquid. It looks like they've done it at the 11th hour. 13-11, Team Liquid. Close it with style. Fast pace into A. Catches 3D Max lacking, and then to Elijah outside. A bit of a masterclass to put them into the win. 13-11. siuhy happy with that one, and he should be. Fragged up a storm. Called a fantastic game, and Liquid back in the winning ways.
Yeah, this is actually a really interesting game for
Liquid either, right? We're talking that lost their PVISION, but back in Atlanta, M80, Astralis, 4 rounds against each of them. That's not a great kind of record to bringing into a map that you've picked into. Obviously, they felt they've got some strength here that they can punish into it. Didn't have the Mirage as an option to go into, so they kind of felt like, all right, Dust2 is where we want to take this fight. MOUZ, you think, is a player that should be taking like ducks to water on a map like this. We've already seen on Nuke some of his kind of prowess, so I'm hoping we get a bit more of that. Some of those one-taps from the Doctor definitely required here. So I'll be on that T side. Let's see how it gets going. Looks like potentially long to be the fight early. There are 2 CTs to greet them.
Rotations are a bit far away though if this goes wrong for 3D Max, but Exercise immediately just like, nope, don't want anything more to do with that. Good scaling here out of Liquid. Exercise really trying to bait Lucky and hard. No one is looking at Carl whatsoever. Instant trade out of the Doctor, and Ultimate follows through with that P250. The good news for 3D Max, the rotations are here.
Oh, and the shots too. Maka offers up a double. He's a brilliant beast when it comes to this USP.
Oh, come on.
Style points for that one. He loves it. Look at the grin on his face. Brilliant stuff. Maka, again, a huge pissed around on the CT side to get things going. He is loaded. No ult for him this time. No bomb to defuse, but he'll be happy nonetheless.
Back-to-back 3Ks on the CT pistols in this series for Maka. That's an uppercut to Liquid. After they get that initial trade and the follow-through, you start to think, oh, the scaling's really good. But because the double flash play rotations are coming immediately, Maka does the rest. Full eco. Another tough start to a T side for Liquid. There's not a whole lot you can really do in this. Hope that the malbsMd can grab a kill. It was interesting as well watching Liquid yesterday, watching the replay back, because Naf was playing more towards long, and I think that was just a comfort thing for Flashy. Flashy said, you know what, on the CT side, I will go and play B. I expect that to be just normal positions for Liquid, but Naf actually looked pretty decent out long.
A natural anchor is Naf. Should just be a cleanup. He'll try and get this bomb down through short. Look at it, well, lucky. There's a chance for it, but he adopts a safer line to clean him up. Yeah, no chance. So nice quad kill from Lucky. Good confidence building kills for him as well. As it's a clean 2-0 start for 3D Max. Now get the guns out for Liquid. Let's see what this T side has on offer.
Oh, very fast from Ultimate. Really wanted to try and get an opening pick. Doesn't happen. But 3D Max will respond by taking the space. Liquid go through the motions. Clearing lower. Now walking top middle to try and take the space in towards short. Now, smoke is not the best. It really has to be said. That's why Elijah will just start spamming it, because he realizes the gravity might be on the other side. Awesome nade, though. And that nade does way more damage than the spam out of Elijah.
Yeah, that's a decent trade, I think. Gravity flirting with death as he crosses doors again.
Look at this read. They're really anticipating this is going to be mid to B. Lucky's remaining just boosted. Head down, waiting for action. And they are half right. It will be this B play. But it is all smoke and mirrors, literally, because with another redeployment of this grenade... Oh, never mind, siuhy and MOUZ will reset and walk through mid. Lucky is on such an advanced angle here to get rid of them. There's the first shot. MOUZ is now ready for it, and he's going to be head down, trying to get the trade, but that's all the attention drawn in. This B defense, it now has to hold out on Masuta, completely stuck on the site, isolated, but not affected by the utility, and that's easy for him, and he's not able to get the second. Instant trade out and Naf. 20 seconds left. MOUZ knows about Lucky, but Gravity's now stepped in towards short. MOUZ puts himself on the corner, and that bomb's planted.
Yeah, look, exercise as well. He's pushing through B tunnels. He's got great timing on this. MOUZ, he doesn't come up with a multi. Oh my god, he comes up with the multi. That was a must-win duel. And it's won the round. Disgusting from MOUZ. That's what we wanted to see. And you might even try and harass Maka out of this one. Oh, he's getting tagged. Is that being confirmed? Surely MOUZ heard that. There it is. No, 1 HP. Maka gets away, but MOUZ wins the round with that double kill.
That's monstrous. And that is helped out a little bit by 3D Max, because they threw a flashbang in to try and upset MOUZ, and it full blinds. I think it was Gravity on the other side of the mid doors. So that hurts. There's not a whole lot you can do about this sequence. I think Masuda does really well to get a kill and a dink, but this shot, oh, it's disgusting out of MOUZ. Monstrous from him. And Liquid are able to battle back from the brink in that first gun round, able to plant their feet on that B bomb site. Maka will have an AWP, sure, but the rest of the supporting cast doesn't have everything that they would want. It's the same start to a round, but this time it isn't Ultimate getting as aggressive in long. It's MOUZ thinking about it, and actually he's got a very good timing on exercise.
I love that little step forward onto the smoke, and yeah, brilliant punish. Okay, MOUZ. He missed out on the Dust2 action yesterday. Wants to slice that pie. It's looking very sharp this morning. It's an opening kill, long control established, bomb comes out, and it's a double setup in towards short. The AWP is part of this with Gravity. Oh, sorry, no, that's not true. The AWP is over on B. It's a third player that rotates over, so the 3 riflers, they're going to be present, but I don't think they're going to be ready for how quick this approach is from Liquid.
Yeah, this is instantaneous. Although, flashbang, utility, now you should have an understanding that MOUZ is here. And if you're 3D Max, you're relying a lot on Masuta in this corner. Liquid haven't mollied him out. And the lurk has also been caught. There's another one. There's another element to this. It's naffing towards lower, but everyone steps in from short themselves for 3D Max. So there's a timer now for Naf, and Liquid need to hold on to this site as siuhy gets naded.
See that? He doesn't quite finish the job initially, and the spam comes through. Here's Naf. He's going to be a little bit late to the party, but does arrive and takes out Maka. siuhy just trying to hold on, and he's done a little bit better than that. Amoli now goes forward. Naf looks like he's done enough. No, he hasn't. The smoke goes down. The timing order is brilliant. Can he deny? Jumping up and down. The bullets don't connect. And lucky, that's smoke. Lucky indeed. Perfectly played. They lose everybody, but they take the round.
Yeah, it's just instinct out of Lucky. It's instantly recognizing, look, I'm just going to smoke and defuse the bomb. There's no way that Naf can deny me off this, especially with his plant defuse. Has to get lucky with that jump spam. Does Naf, and it doesn't happen. Good work out of Masuta. He plays that so patiently. He really bides his time. And it's 3D Max that take the time out because they did get caught a little bit off guard there. The timing out of MOUZ, the immediate swing up in towards the A site. They weren't ready for how quick the scaling was out of Liquid, especially after the opening pick, getting rid of Exercise. They felt like 3D Max had the right idea. They wanted to go for this mid control, reflash themselves back in towards short to guarantee that the bulk of Liquid players were out long. But very similar to what we saw on Nuke, the timing of it is just really short and really delayed. If they had just trusted themselves, if they had been instinctual about it, very much like Lucky was in that clutch, that it would have worked out a lot better for them. Maybe Lucky wouldn't have had to be put in that position. And as you say, everyone loses their life on 3D Max. So you're actually in a worse position because now Maka doesn't have an AWP. He's got an XM. That's not quite the same weapon. MOUZ in the lead. Now look to scale out long. The spam is so good out of Liquid. And MOUZ will also scale off the back of it. No opening kill. Finally, it's found by the Deagle of all weapons.
That's one way to get it. Some desperate spamming going from everywhere. Lucky wounded. Limps away. And they're going to converge on towards middle. Liquid completely leave long. Oh, this is potentially brilliant because this push is going to come through. 3D Max are going to assume, okay, they're all sitting out towards long. They're not going to hear any of these sound cues. And Liquid are just going to walk into an empty bomb site.
The penny will drop quite soon, though. And if Liquid take their time, which they've often been doing, then this could get a little bit dicey. Good news is they're not taking their time. They're just going to go. And they've really assessed the situation brilliantly here. Another great call out of siuhy. And you know, if you're 3D Max, that you're not investing into this next round anyway. So this will just be a save, and that is round over. Liquid are back.
At least for 3D Max, they can save these weapons at FAMAS not getting scooped up. Mecca wants to keep the auto shotgun. Actually, I guess they're about the same price. And he wants the chance to get the alt money. All right. Maybe he's hoping someone comes hunting and he'll grab it at the end. We'll see. But great call from Liquid. Could have gone wrong, but they make a great read. Handshake round to get a second. 3D Max got a second shot at it into the next. Maybe Maka will try and take a spawn lower or something with this XM.
That kill, that 1D onto Exercise, that was Exercise's 7th opening death in this series. I thought it was bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. He went 1 and 5 in open duels on Nuke. He's currently 0 and 2 here on Dust2. Leash out long again. This worked out so well for Liquid in the previous, and Lucky falls this time. Another opening by MOUZ on this side of the map. And this time Liquid are all gathered up here. It's concentrated effort out long, and it feels like they're just going to go.
I thought 3D Max were just going to keep the money they had, but they actually reinvested. Means if they do lose this one dramatically, it some serious ramifications for the half. There is this lurk top mid. Keep your eyes on this. Naf. AI's done brilliantly. Takes out both. Sitting there the whole time. They're expecting that reaction. And Maka sidearm comes out because the XM at that range isn't going to do the job. At that range it does, though. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and Exercise has found a kill as well.
They're low enough for this XM. Siuhy is in particular.
There's no way. Oh my god. That shot hit, but it wasn't enough. Siuhy lives in the shotgun. Still looking to feast.
I'm still scared. They could swing onto him.
Closer.
Oh no.
He's looking forward. He's such low HP now, though. Surely he just can't afford the peak. But the M4, that was the chance, maybe. Maka can do some damage, get some money.
Ridiculous.
I cannot believe it. I have to start using the XM. He's making it look good. And he almost gets another. Look at the damage.
That's a shake of the brow. just a waggle of the head for Liquid. Like, okay, cool. Like that was looking potentially very scary. This is a really good call again out of Siuhy. I really want to keep praising these T sides because this is exactly the same round as prior, except they commit off the long contact and they recognize when they walk into B in the previous round what the reaction was out of 3D Max. It was a rewalk in towards middle. That's why Nav's lurking over there in top mid because they understand that probably 3D Max are going to go for exactly the same play again, and it's again the same opening for Liquid. This is still conditioning 3D Max, but we want long immediately. We saw it in the first gun round out of Ultimate, even though we didn't get the kill. And now this is 3 rounds back to back to back for Liquid, where they found the opener on this side of the map. That's unreasonable.
What? USC? One tap through the smoke. That's one way to get the trade, but... Oh, Zeus!
Do it to him. Come on.
Nothing more to be had there. That's the bomb site. Lucky will try and grab this AK from long. So Liquid step into the lead. Get the fun Zeus kill. Get some damage inflicted, but 3 alive is quite good. Maka will have the AWP next round, thanks to those auto shotgun kills that he did get. I love seeing Liquid take this long control so consistently for the conditioning, as you say, but also it feels like sometimes they're afraid of that fight. But Liquid, they're not. You see a lot of teams, even if they've got the spawns, they'll rather retake it later with kind of the utility once they know there's only going to be one player kind of there. Liquid just want that fight.
Terrorists win.
They're going for a lot of splits in towards B against PVISION yesterday. In fact, it looks like every round on that T side for Liquid, apart from one, was towards B. So I'm thinking maybe towards the tail end of this first half, they're really going to concentrate their efforts over there. Oh, there we go. Doesn't automatically have to be the commitment out of Liquid. That this could just be more of a, I was going to say, a default. This is ultimate get a pick, and if you get one, we're going straight in towards this site. Flashbang will force him back, but actually, they're going to go into it. A 3D match right into it. There's 3 players here, and maybe you only need 1. Gravity finds the opener. Good flashbangs from Liquid, but that's where Masuta steps in. You got lucky as this third element, and sure, Gravity gets traded, but Masuta just wide swings. Ultimate needs another, and he'll find it, but you're never, ever expecting Lucky to be here. Just spoke about the B play. 3D Max are prepared for it. And they make light work of that round. They just read into it brilliantly.
Yeah, that's an insane read. Not even just to expect the B play, but to literally have 3 players present on B.
So early.
That's read like a book. Like, normally, if you're expecting that, maybe you'll have 2 players there and a player in middle that's kind of focusing on door. But no, that was literally 3 players set up exactly to deal with that. Exceptional read, textbook.
I'm sorry, Liquid. I kind of spoke that into existence for you.
Yeah, maybe you should be an IGL. That was kind of crazy.
Short's now the play for Liquid. And again, fast tempo, Lucky on the AWP. Oh, just gets domed by siuhy. Gravity steps up but can't find more than a multi. Trade immediate out of MOUZ. Still 2 players though. Look at this. 4 are gambled over towards A for 3D Max. And sure, the space is here, but now they're being bombarded by utility. Masuta and Exercise have both found kills, and Naf, who's only on the deagle, needs to find one, but he can't spot Exercise. Just on the edge of this smoke. Naf tries to creep around the corner. He surely will have the backstab, and now he does, but the deagle will connect. It's all up to Maka, who's been brilliant. First headshot, instantaneous onto ultimate. Understands where Naf is, and Naf can't get a gun, so has to hit the headshot on the deagle and can't do it. 3D Max will hold on because of their in-game leader.
Huge from Maka. Yeah, Naf can't really do anything there. He kind of has to take the fight forward with the deagle. Knows that it's planted for short, and he just won't be allowed that space at all. You can't blame him then. It's unfortunate that he loses that support in towards the side itself. This is such a good trade to get in. Maybe if MOUZ had managed that second, it could have been a whole lot different. Or if Naf had been able to pick up a rifle, but unfortunately the kill just too far away. So great entry kills, but it's the follow through from 3D Max that looks great.
It's also just the setup for 3D Max as well. You've got a really quick response from Gravity that was over towards middle. Immediately able to trade out Lucky. And you still got 2 players that are in towards long anyway. So in a matter of moments, you've got 4 players defending that bomb site. And it's just too much for Liquid to handle because they're a little bit unprepared for how many players are immediately first responders on that scene, which makes sense. siuhy's going to have the hero Galil. 3D Max looking to assert themselves back into this map, get a 6th round on this CT side with the capacity to build it into even more. It's been a really nice recovery here from the CT squad. Especially with Lucky playing well. Gravity's now having impact alongside Masuta. Mac has been doing his job this entire first half. It's been overall very consistent from this team.
Here we are going to get that long retake, and well, there's actually no one here right now. Exercise falls back, and Liquid will get this space, but it's the only space that's been granted to them on the map. If they contact it, it will go a bit unknown. Can they really craft anything off this? It comes off a great one tap, but I think Exercise is going to fall back. Maka's going to come over. Maka, oh, there he gets the confirmation, but it's a jump peak, so he's fine. He can get onto the line with the AWP and look for these fights. He'll call over the support. Smoke goes down, Exercise steps in, and Nade gets the opener. siuhy though, oh my god, he's taken 2. Maka now known in towards Gandalf. Does get the kill into a lead, but the bomb can be scooped up, brought over. And we've still got siuhy playing around here. Masuta flash forward. Oh, and okay, they've all getting destroyed here. siuhy left into the clutch. It's going to be the ace for the IGL, but 20 seconds, bomb not down. And isolating these fights, so difficult. Especially as time ticks. They're not going to give them to him. He's hoping they will, but it's not happening. Maybe a chance to plant the bomb at the very least. The utility's gone down, baiting out Maka. But now he's got no time. Just waited that extra second. At least he will get the plant down and pick up a rifle. And he has money, so it's not the worst case. But it could have been a whole lot worse for 3D Max.
Yeah, it could have been. Tell you what, really nice try from siuhy. But there's one kill that comes in a moment here. We'll see it on a replay. Onto a lead, and that drops the bomb, and that just wastes so much time. That's the kill that Maka gets, by the way, on MOUZ through the box. That's unreasonable. But it's that denial of the bomb that is everything for 3D Max. I love the way Gravity plays it as well, because he just chucks an incendiary just on the site. He understands that there's limited time available. Now it's faster out of Gravity. He's back in towards lowest. They didn't see him in that previous round. Lucky Maka won't actually be forced away by that molly. That's too shallow for Liquid. And that's too easy for Maka.
Yeah, Miss Molly is all the difference. A free opening pick. They could have this long control, so they're going to fall back into it. But again, you've got Maka just posted up here.
You need a double here. Need the first and then trades immediate. He has not been having a good go of it at this event on Dust2. Opens up the account, gets a second kill. But the walls are closing in for Liquid. Look at the flank. Lucky is already on the way. You've got Maka that's holding. And XC's already rotated. This is very dynamic out of 3D Max.
Break on the smoke, sees nothing. It's going to be a boost up for Maka. For a better line, spam. Does do a little bit. It's the kill they're looking for. Oh, it's the leg shot. I suppose the shoulder. MOUZ saw one after that. Siuhy gets another opener onto this bomb site. But it's this backstab from Lucky. Surely this spells the end. If you can find the timing, there it is. Naf needs this trade, secures it. And now they start to move forward. Maka again through the box. Naf into the 1-on-2. Maka's holding for it. A flashbang. Forces Naf off the line, up and over the top. But it's a missed shot. And these ones almost connect. He had the chance there. Maka misses the opportunity, but it's exercise that steps up.
Counter-terrorists win.
That was very close for Naf. Really close. And Siuhy's doing everything on this A bomb site, by the way, for Liquid. Just finding so many opening picks. Good timing to go up towards long there. After Release takes the contact, gets the confirmation that they're pushing. They're trying to take space. The time to go is then now for Liquid. Nice shot as well from Maka, not only through the box, but he also hits the leg on the player, crossing by that smoke on the boost. Feel like given the way the momentum's going, you'd love a 5th round if you're Liquid. Ultimate's got his prize, the AWP. But it's been a night and day comparison between him and Maka so far on Dust2. As 3D Max continue to try and fight alive, fight for their lives in towards CAC. Maka's now even holding utility, maybe for Lucky. It's just the incendiary to force Liquid back.
Yeah, very standard setup. Flashbang for this instead of just the dry peak, and it almost works out for them. He's going to have his utility baited out. I'm going to go for a B finish. Utility is sparse. There are no flashbangs, just smokes. Maka's going to get ahead of this. He's going to see nothing's coming. He gets all the information. He's going to call that you guys need to be ready on B.
That's awesome. Because with the time being as low as it is, you can just rotate over, and Siuhy can't hold on to his position. I don't think Liquid can be ready for how close Masuta is, but Gravity's that spare man. And as mentioned, you've got these rotates immediately coming over here for 3D Max. Gravity will also just tuck himself in the corner, be that linchpin for 3D Max. That'll be the 8th round here in this first half to close it. It all felt like it was Liquid on this T side, and then 3D Max took over. Their momentum generates so many rounds here on this defense, and Liquid are looking all out of sorts.
Yeah, some very close rounds on that A bomb site, but it's 3D Max just stepping forward in so many of these moments. And yeah, as you say, it always feels like Maka providing that impact. All of that sequence of rounds towards the end comes off him. If not frags, then intel. That last round just pushing ahead of the smoke. Was in the position to do so, sees that opportunity and sees nothing behind them. Allows all these pieces to be focused. And so it's a strong first half for 3D Max. CT side's not been the question for them, though. This is where the going gets tough. We'll see what their T-side pistol can offer up.
Counter-terrorists win.
It looks like as soon as Liquid are able to set themselves up on the CT side, they look at and feel pretty decent on Dust2. Maybe 8 was just a requirement. This is aggressive. This is really fast. out of Ultimate and Elite in towards lowers. Lucky has already spotted him and dealt with him, but MOUZ, the swing through the molly, gets the second frag on towards Misuta, and 3D Max are left scrambling. They've got to go long now.
The fireman arrives, just charges through the flames. And there's the hero that looks to save them. Nap hits a ridiculous shot through the smoke on the cross. And now MOUZ can kind of play the bait here for siuhy. Don't know if both players were spotted on this cross. Doesn't matter. Swings anyway, and Ultimate and Naf combining a brilliant pistol off MOUZ's push through the molly.
What a great reaction out of MOUZ. Beautiful flash from siuhy. It's got to be said that that's the trust in the in-game leader that Liquid need. And when you've got a player that's so selfless, willing to throw themselves into any fight, that is an asset that siuhy can work with. And that's really cool as well from MongolZ, because worst case, if he goes 1-for-1, Elige is there as that unknown element, as that second player in lower, to almost guarantee that trade. But MongolZ does everything fast, out of 3D Max, straight towards B. Liquid aren't even here. Liquid aren't even on the site. They've been smoked off at the pass, but Elige and Ultimate has still found kills regardless of that. 3D Max can plant, but look how quick Ultimate is. He's already on the flank.
There's a force by the way. That's how they're able to get through, but you just can't see them closing it yet. What else is Naf going to do there but spam? You need to get something from this. One kill with the Tech 9. Can you make it 2? No, MOUZ does, though. He's on to 12 frags, and Liquid bring it to 6. Fast play onto B. It's open for them, but it's just the plant and a kill. I wonder if that'll incentivize them 3k-ish each to try it again.
Surely not.
Like you might be shooting yourself in the foot.
You need the AWP or Maka. Like, Maka's been the guy so consistently, getting these opening kills for 3D Max, stabilizing rounds for 3D Max. They can get a hero Galil or something. Yeah, Lucky's going to do it because he's on 15 frags. Makes sense. But I would absolutely save all your pennies. Get an AWP. That's exercise his role. He's the piggy bank for Maka as he drops Lucky that Galil so he can get head armor. I'm impressed with how fast that was out of 3D Max though, because they were in the bomb site before Liquid were. Close. Really close onto Elige.
Yeah, he thinks better of staying too present. Cheeky little angle.
It's going to be used.
Yeah, Lucky starts to progress forward. There's a bit of a crossfire there, and there is a smoke here to block it. All right, they wanted to try and commit onto this beast, but can they get it done? Well, especially if Elige gets brought down low, but he'll step back out, find the kill, and then Naf, it's his turn to shine. Lucky gets nothing done, and the 2 B defenders find all the kills.
Yeah, good hold from Elige and Naf. Some would call it vintage. Holding bomb sites, playing off each other. That's even after Elige gets tagged down. Incredibly low. Good news for 3D Max is that was only, again, that Galil, the pistols. You have now got the AWP on Maka. You got all the utility at your disposal. This is a role reversal, however, of what happened on Nuke, where it was 4 rounds for a T side that then swaps over. The CT side then win the pistol. They bring it back to within 1. It was very reminiscent. And 3D Max are now hoping that they themselves can work their way forward onto 13 after being the team that put themselves in the lead initially. But MOUZ is definitely on a different level right now. Naf's warming into things as well, and siuhy. I'm excited to see how aggro he's been. He's been very aggro in this map so far, and his willingness to fight has been really cool to watch. It's almost like he's just trying to take matters into his own hands one step further than just the call-in. Sometimes that can come back and bite you, but so far so good for Team Liquid.
Yeah, very much so. We got the real challenge into this one. Maka uncontested. The A-Stream series has gone to a third map after MOUZ have bounced back.
That's more like it from MOUZ. That one's, to be honest, a bit more expected. This one always was either 3 maps, very closely contested, or 2 maps with daylight robbery between the 2 of them. Felt like Liquid got away without overtime on Nuke. The Liege goes pushing. Maka, there he is. He's found that opening kill. That's why they waited to invest into this one. Ultimate now completely alone. Gravity will expect him. Ultimate will try and take the time in, but that's free and easy for Gravity. Now they will trade and actually finds the follow through on Misuta. That's a joke. And now this round is back in even steading.
18 and 9 is Naf. He's playing insane Counter-Strike right now. Flashbang. Oh, so good. Sure, he can't get out, and MOUZ tries to step in. It's exercise with 2. And despite Naf's brilliant double kill, it is not enough. The short setup crumbles. And so to Liquid in this first gun round.
Brilliant pop. Getting towards short from 3D Max. And I love, again, just how instinctive that is from them. We are seeing that from both parties. Naf gets this ridiculous double kill that we speak about. Okay, what's the next reaction here? What space have we got? It's in towards top middle. Maka got the kill on Elige very early. You've killed Ultimate in towards lower. The next natural space that Liquid will be pushing will probably be short. You're not going to expect too many players over towards long, especially if Naf is on the other extremity. Finds his mark. 18 and 9 is Naf. But 9 rounds it will be for 3D Max. Guns come out. Immediate success story.
Terrorists win.
Keep playing. Yeah, Leash just tries to barrel it up mid and it just does not work out. Ultimate goes searching after a bit of a wait, just trying to find that information back. They want to crunch, which is why Naf is so quick to respond. Nine 7, 3D Max, the back of Maka's opener. A good scaling. Get their first T round. Now Ultimate gets his ult. That's a player we're definitely looking to see a bit more of on the CT side, especially after the PVISION performance yesterday. I haven't really got it here just yet. Sitting 8 and 10. Don't get me wrong, Naf's a great player, but it's some of the others that I'm kind of expecting to be at the top of the scoreboard here on Dust2.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, completely agree with you. It's really interesting, actually. Like, ever since malbsMd has come into this team, like, when he has a good game, Elige will not have the best game. And then Elige will have a really good game. malbsMd won't have a good game. Naf will have a good game, and then no one else is really. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not consistent, like, and it's not sustainable. And I'm not really too sure why that is. What I'm concerned about, though, for especially Elige in particular in this game, is he's having a little bit of a rough go of it on Dust2. Had a little bit of a rough time of it yesterday on Dust2. What I don't want to happen for him is he starts forcing fights. He starts trying to take the game into his own hands. It's not going to work like that because you can't force it, especially on the CT side. I hope it doesn't break protocol. I don't think it will. He's got so much experience, but it does start to creep into your mind, especially in that last gun round. Like, it looked like he got caught on the run up immediately. Just kind of don't want him to throw his body at the problem for every one of these rounds, because that's what Exercise did on Nuke, and that was an opening kill for Liquid basically every round.
True. I mean, the thing with being an aggro player and wanting to be a playmaker is when it looks good, it looks really good. And when it looks bad, it looks pretty bad, right? It's a real live by the sword role for a lead in a lot of times. Hopefully gets to be swinging the sword a bit more. Maka's in good spirits. Guess how he's been fragging, can't blame him.
Headset back on, please. Means we can get going. I think this will again boil down to a lot of long fights here for between 3D Max and Liquid, especially just in the second half. More often than not, 3D Max love to take that space in towards long. And then obviously Liquid were also doing that to them in the first half. I'm really interested to have a look at how that fight develops, because we did see on that T side for 3D Max, especially on Nuke, that the initial game plan, when it didn't go to plan, the backup option was either not there or took way too long to come into the fold. So I'd like to... I mean, I didn't ideal with 3D Max, right? The plan just works immediately. But if it doesn't, I'm hoping for some more variety. I'm hoping for the fact that they can then go into plan B. And they did that in the previous gun round. That's what I'm happy with so far for 3D Max. That's why I commented on it. Like the fact that they were instantly able to go back in towards short. They pieced together what that setup was going to look like for Liquid, where the next point of contact was more than likely to come in. And they had a play for it. The good news is that 3D Max haven't been that consistent in doing that and figuring that out in recent times. So for Liquid, you've got to be thinking, okay, well, that was good that it's a flash in the pan moment, but maybe that's not going to be as consistent.
It looks like our issue is down with malbs. It's hopefully not going to take too long to resolve. If 3D Max are able to pull off this comeback, we'll be looking at Inferno as a decider. That one I think is a bit more 50-50 with these two teams. Well, these maps have been close, to be fair, but it's one that on paper should be very closely contended. So I'd hope so if we get there after how these first two maps have gone.
It's actually kind of fun, because if we do get to Inferno, the last time these two teams played against each other on Inferno was at the CSA Championships last year. And the veto is actually exactly the same. So some things change, some things don't. Dust2 Nuke, Inferno, just the order in which the maps were played in. And that was 3D Max coming out on top last year. For Liquid, they're hoping that history doesn't repeat itself. A 2-round game. I thought we were good, but now we're not. So hopefully we can get that re-going once again. I was really ready to ramp it and throw it back into the game.
You never know when there's so much typing. Like, is that good? Or is it bad? Feels like it might be bad right now.
Oh, yeah. No, thumbs up. That's promising.
Okay. Everyone starts to lock in. Some back straightened.
NRG and MOUZ are just about to kick off on their deciding map. That one's going to be Mirage. And what a shock that would be if NRG, who are now playing with DAPS, knock out MOUZ from the tournament at the earliest opportunity. That would be bonkers.
Yeah. Not just for MOUZ getting knocked out so early, but just the teams that knocked them out. Like, no offense, but TYLOO NRG, not who you expect MOUZ to fall to. With the coach, no less. All right, no early pick for 3D Max this round. They could get long control, and for 3D Max, they go straight down middle. I'm just going to go for a fast mid to B.
This is
looks
quick.
Very quick.
Yeah, what's the reaction looking like here for Liquid? You got Naf and Elige holding on. Break on the smoke. Elige's able to get the first pick. And Siuhy will come through the CT smoke. And Naf holds on with an important double. The spare man baited in by Elige. And that execute gets shut down comprehensively. It's a really nice idea from 3D Max. But Liquid pivot back off the long control. Siuhy steps in. And Elige and Naf do the rest.
Yeah, I don't hate the call just because you've heard them take long, right? You know, you've thrown that smoke, you've heard flashes to fight it. You've seen nothing in middle, you get all this space for free. Like, all right, let's just commit into it. But Elige gets his, and then Naf plays off it. He is just playing exceptionally good here on Dust2 at this event in general, to be honest. Another multi-kill round from Naf. B is not going to be easy if you want to try and get into there at any point. Maka just looks to save this AWP for the next round. Liquid bring us within one, and for 3D Max, it's going to be an uncomfortable buy into the next round.
Yeah, a lot of players didn't live it in the previous. At least Mac is able to hold on to his AWP. This is now going to be a really interesting game of bluff between 3D Max and Liquid for the rest of this half, because if you're 3D Max, you don't want to go B because NAF is 20 and 9. Liquid, maybe as a reaction then, will put more emphasis on long and leave NAF alone. And then 3D Max are going to be thinking, well, they know that and we know that. It's going to be really interesting to see if they are going to continue to commit and try and challenge NAF, or whether the read out of Liquid will be correct. So I would assume that they are going to put more emphasis over towards long. Just keep NAF on his own. Ultimate's going to go and peek in towards window. That's a sharp shot out of Maka. Through the doors into top middle. Open pick found. And a tag onto NAF, who went and was greedily going to get the AWP.
Yeah, this round feels like it hinges on Maka. So to get the opening pick is a moment of brilliance. Nades could do some heavy lifting here. They're just scaling. They're just going fast. They're going real fast. Siuhy able to get one, but has to fall back, and they fight into him. Huge kill coming in from Siuhy.
Oh, it's so messy.
Now starts to feel without this long control, and with Elige creeping forward. A good position for Liquid. Smoked off is Elige. Masuda steps forward straight into MOUZ. And exercise open hand, trying for the no scope, but not quite hitting it. And MOUZ recovering with that long presence. Him and Siuhy bailing them out after NAF and ultimate fall.
Yeah, that was really scary. That was very scary for Liquid. But Siuhy, that reliable pair of hands, gets the multi-kill. And it was getting scrappy. You just had players just fighting it in towards long. Maka decides he's going to hold the flank, but such an important kill out of Elige. That is impact. There's so many of these close rounds. There's so many of these heart-in-mouth moments for Liquid. What a roller coaster it must be to be a fan of this team. Oh my goodness me. It's stressful. Here comes this long hit. And as mentioned, 3 players for Liquid will be here. The initial fights worked really brilliantly for Liquid on that T side. And in the hands of MOUZ, they're able to steady the ship. They force 3D Max out of that position instantaneously. And now this T side's got to go elsewhere.
I think if you looked at a heat map of where MOUZ got all his kills on this map, 80% of them are at long.
I think
whether
you're
that's on the
right.
T side or the CT side. He lives and breathes for those fights. This one comes at a crucial moment.
Oh, a really
You wanna
well
come
timed
back to
smoke.
B? You know who lies in wait here.
Yeah, not only him as well. Elige has been really good at anchoring this bomb site. It's got to be said. Mid isn't the open chasm 3D Max might think it is, especially with Elige jiggling on the edge towards the B window. The utility has just been sublime out of Liquid in terms of the smoke placements. The timing of them. It is really restricting 3D Max. MOUZ on an off angle here, holding the cusp of this smoke. The timing as he just backs out from the angle. It's still going to be okay. There's plenty of mollies here for 3D Max. They can put one in towards Goose, that they can upset MOUZ, especially with this flashbang. And actually, it's Ultimate that falls next. They will molly the corner. They will consider this. MOUZ thrown forward into the fight, and MOUZ will get rid of him. Suddenly, this 4v3 has turned favorable for 3D Max.
Yeah, how did Ultimate go down there?
He was just in the open. He was in the open. They just flashed him off the angle, but he wasn't. He wasn't on the angle at ramp like the head glitch. He was just in the site.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, why? I guess he's worried about long at that point, so he doesn't want to be exposed to it. But yeah, it means that there's just nowhere to go when the flash comes over. MOUZ thinks he can still win the round as it gets that 12, 13 second mark, and then the molly lands at his feet, and it's so brutal. MOUZ opens it up so brilliantly, but the split defense, 3D Max knows they've got a good fight wherever they go.
Yeah, there he was.
Yeah, just a bit too open. An unlikely round for 3D Max to bring back, and the walkway with 3 alive as well.
Yeah, you almost don't want Ultimate and MOUZ to be playing on site at that point. MOUZ took long control very early. Obviously didn't want to hold it for that entire time. But where you've got Elige, I think, jiggling and having a look from B and towards middle, you can easily have Ultimate on the angle by long, with MOUZ holding and taking that responsibility, maintaining that control, and then Ultimate could look short. And in worst case is the bomb site gets overrun and you can have the really quick rotates. You don't need to give up your life. Instead, it goes the other way. They get forced out of the bomb site by utility as Liquid give up the space in the mid round on the extremities. It's still a full buy. Liquid can still afford an AWP. It isn't. Actually, 3 rifle. Oh, sorry, an AWP and 2 rifles on A. Ultimate's gone B.
It's Elige instead that comes over to help out on A. Looking to, thought maybe get aggressive towards short for a second there. The mid-smokes go out, just to lurk around. Counter utility dropped by the CTs in each direction. 40 seconds. You see, this is posturing for the A finish, so the 3-player lean here, feeling good right now. Elige, can you get mollied? No, it's for sight, so he's fine. And continue to just harass with the util. Naf's found the lurk of MOUZ. It's one-dimensional now, up through short. Although they think it's going to be B. Oh, they've misread this completely. And they crumble the setup. Elige is still present. Can he be the difference maker? There's this long presence coming through. Elige can't deny this bomb. It's going to go down. Maka in towards short. Now you know this is long presence too. You're stuck in towards CT. To fight your way out. Exercise on the line has a great position to deal with this. Scaling up comes Naf. Lucky looking to hold that headshot line, and Elige to spot him out on sight. But you got to find these fights. And it's Elige into the one-on-one. The call comes through. It's onto the site, and Elige can't manage Lucky. Liquid. If they just held their guns, the round was theirs, but they panic, they think it's B, and they start rotating.
Had to be a comms issue. Had to be a comms issue there from Liquid. There's no other explanation. Naf gets the kill on towards MOUZ, thinks there's more players there, and everyone jumps. Every single player jumps ahead of the curve, and they try and just rush the issue in towards middle. Molly goes to Sight and not Goose. You think Liquid are in such a prime position to shut that down? I'm so surprised that everyone rotates as well, though. Timeout now being cool for Liquid makes a lot of sense. Look at this as well. You got the AWP, sure, you got a couple of M4s, but the money just isn't there. Incredibly compromising is this investment. And the shots from Gravity were sublime. Elite will try his best. But it's just not enough. 2 rounds. Now the difference between the two teams, and 2 rounds for 3D Max between them staying alive in the competition and sending it to Inferno.
Shocking round. That's 2 real frustrating rounds in a row for Liquid that they're going to feel like should have been theirs. Two towards close mid, 2 in short. Good. Fairly active. Right now, that fight not being given to them. We've already seen... Okay, that's a good pick. Let's say we've seen that 3D Max are good at forcing you off short with their flashbangs.
Oh, but this time I think they're going to be too preoccupied with middle because of the ultimate frag. This timing feels actually very good for the players in Catwalk, but Lucky was holding for malbs. That's an important kill back, and the jump spot will also reveal siuhy. He has to drop his smoke, but instead of backing out, he's going to play very close. This might be unexpected, especially with the time. 35 seconds. The bomb on Maka is still over at long. There's time to wait out this piece of utility. Ultimate's on the way. And this molly isn't going to affect siuhy, but the break in the smoke is. That's awesome. Out of 3D Max. Jump up, punished by Elite. Ultimate's also got rid of Gravity. And the one kill they needed was on Maka. Time, such an issue. Ultimate, yet again, just trying to be that difference maker, but the utility from 3D Max enough to hold him at bay. This round is not done in the 2v2. The bomb can't be denied, but Naf is on such a quick flank.
Yeah, but Maka's going to be here on site, ready for short now. I think that timing might have been missed, but Ultimate creeps forward. That scope surely heard. Maka's going to be focused in on long. Lucky holding for this push. Maka gonna get dealt with. Ultimate now starts to move up. Naf uses that opportunity to step through, but Lucky was holding for it. And again, it's Lucky. In back-to-back rounds, this post-plant on A, Lucky is thriving.
That was awesome. That was so good. Out of Lucky. The fact that he just plays close to that smoke, just in case there's going to be that flank. Ultimate takes the contact by getting rid of Maka. You see Lucky's head turn. And Naf just isn't ready for how close he is. 3D Max are getting away with murder in some of these rounds. Instant snapback. Tap is perfection. No money for Liquid. It feels like we are destined for Inferno after all. As 3D Max really have a resurgence on this T side. They do brilliantly to get 8 on the CT side of Dust2. And maybe that certainly is going to be enough considering how poor their offenses have been. Not this time. There's been a lot of dynamicism in this for 3D Max and Liquid. They've been the ones that have been just really struggling. This is their map pick, by the way.
They're just going to walk out long. You got MOUZ on site, the only defense on this side of the map. Just look at the space that's been taken. MOUZ uses his one bit of defensive utility. There is so much is put on his shoulders right now with this Deagle. Can he offer up anything from sight? That's the only way they can win this round, and he gets removed immediately. Gravity with the low HP as well, finds the headshot. Ultimate tries to step in, and they're just getting stepped on. siuhy does get one back with the fan mask, but now Gravity steps in, and with low HP, he's finding all the frags. It's on to Naf. Can he make this happen? MP9's doing some work onto the first. Oh, and all jump up as well. He's got the information. 8 bullets though with the MP9, and they just line up and make it so difficult for him. 3D Max, a comprehensive victory on Dust2. Some brilliant moments on that A side in the post plants. Lucky, Maka, both delivering. But it was a great team effort from the French.
Yeah, it was really good out of 3D Max. Out of Liquid, you had NAF or nothing. Like that was ultimately what happened here on the CT side. There was some good moments from Liquid, especially anchoring down B. But again, a lot of that came from NAF. And what you had instead in opening duels. So you're looking at this and you're thinking, actually, NAF is probably the best person to try and get rid of Exercise in towards the apartments. Exercise 1-9 in opening duels right now. It really doesn't feel good for him. So that is certainly a point of weakness that Liquid can look to try and exploit.
Yeah, he's actually been having a real strugglesome series just across both maps, right? 18 for 33, so definitely a player you want to be lifting up here, and one that potentially, as you say, NAF could be looking to punish, and Liquid to get that CT side start, so they'll be happy with that. 3D Max gonna poke to see if there's a push. There's an aggressive setup, but it's into the apartment, so not a position that is going to be spotted early. NAF's just going to sit here with the door Berettas. Very heavy lean towards A for Liquid, which means siuhy completely alone on B. Now he has a smoke, so if he gets this contact, he might just drop this and hope that they snapper away. Holds it for a second, but I think they're just going to commit, and it's going to have to be a retake.
As they should. Good news for Liquid is that they've flashed. They've seen no one in top middle. And now they can rotate pieces over. The smoke is just about to fade. That's where 3D Max will start to make their move. So siuhy called up to task. No, they just don't clear him. But siuhy's shots aren't good initially. But then he follows through with not a second, but a third onto Misuta. The in-game leader doing everything. How about the ace? Not quite. MOUZ will follow through. But that is an awesome hold out of the solo B anchor.
Yeah, what a way to start it. siuhy completely alone on towards B, allows that space through, but keeps control in towards Coffins, and then builds 4 of them for 3D Max. Yeah, he's been fragging up a storm this series, and starts off Inferno with a bang. Pissed around for Liquid. 3D Max get the bomb down. They don't go much after the fact. I wouldn't be surprised if they will still look to fight into this, considering they can get an AK. That's a nice gift for Lucky to work with. Let's see if he can make good on what Maka has given him.
Oh, that's just puzzling for 3D Max, because you smoked CT. No one is looking at Coffins. Like, nobody whatsoever. That actually allows siuhy, in essence, to whiff and then lock in. It's a dire situation for 3D Max. Gravity will take space over towards the apartments. This time, siuhy's got that little bit of help. It's going to be malbs now working banana with him. For 3D Max, I think the decision's already been made, so they have no interest in prioritizing banana, at least initially. But with that smoke now being deployed in towards top mid, they're going to wait for it to fade, and they are going to go into this crossfire. Elige and ultimate ready.
Drops the flames. Comes the fight. They start to move up. Ultimate, oh, just about gets around that corner. Has support from NAF by his side. As mentioned, Elite out towards long. All these M4s here ready to hold, but it's not the commit. They get the space. They hope that it causes an over-rotation, but it doesn't. And now it's back towards B, where you've still got these 2 players holding. You've still got siuhy with a full belt of utility. He's going to drop the smoke with 20-odd seconds, and in Sentry as well. And then the utility to come out, flashback over, and it's looking good for a moment. Spam from Elite. That makes it a whole lot better. Bomb does get planted, but it's a 2-on-3 in the post plant. Gravity and Masuda don't have a lot to work with. Masuda just wants to take the solo back forward. Elige ready for it. Best him. And it's on to Gravity. Flashbang straight to the face.
Okay.
A pretty insane sequence. Super kit, so time could be a concern, but not if Naflighter steps over. And we can see there, bright and blue, the kit scooped up anyway. So Liquid will win it out. Again, bomb goes down on B, but that's fine. They only lose 2.
Yeah, really good aggressive posturing from MOUZ in this round on Banana, because that's what enables siuhy to never deploy his utility. And they have one deep smoke in towards Banana that gets thrown early. In CT Spawn, which you always expect. MOUZ then uses his utility. What I've really been enjoying in the first couple of rounds, and I really hope it's a consistent piece, is Elige then looking for clues in the mid-round. Here again, he re-peeks long, re-faces it at top brackets, doesn't see it, gives the heads up to siuhy and MOUZ, who will go 2 for 2. That just allows that smoke to be put half a second earlier. You're a lot more on your feet if you're siuhy and MOUZ. And it's nice information, and it just means the rotations are going to be sooner as well for Liquid. A good response. A step in the right direction for this team. Don't really like how close these players are. MongolZ siuhy actually stuck into the corner, and it's going to be difficult, especially when Gravity can hit those headshots. Oh no. That's the B bomb site unlocked immediately. Gravity wants even more. It's Masuta that gets rid of Elige. 4v2. I don't think you can go for this if you're Liquid. I think you've got to back out.
They had no utility. The only way they could have won the round is if they'd given the fights. And they are. Ultimate steps straight through, and yeah. It's a crumbling on B after 2 great back-to-back holds. They get more aggressive, and they just get caught out by the Gravity Deagle. Brilliant shots coming through. Surely you had to be expecting it wasn't going to be a brilliant buy. Surprised they stay so aggro.
Yeah, that's it. Like it makes no sense from my point of view why Liquid are over towards the sandbags there, especially after you've dropped a molly in towards logs and the smokes come through immediately from 3D Max just to extinguish it. At that point, you should be getting out of dodge. Sharp shots from Gravity. But that's Liquid overstepping. That's Liquid being a little bit overzealous. And that is an immediate punish. And we saw all of these in both Nuke and Dust2. All these low buys just being converted by both teams. There's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of margin for error for both 3D Max and Liquid. And for both 3D Max and Liquid, those errors, those oversteps, these are things they need to cut out of the game. Otherwise, they're going to get eliminated from this event. And that would be horrible for Liquid heading towards the major.
Standard setup in towards A here with the priest up on porch. And relatively active early. Utility is lacking for Liquid. So 3D Max taking their time here. They're going to bait out basically everything. And again, you've got a very active player in MOUZ. There's not a flashbang to support, so this is just MOUZ over at Sandbags. A smoke comes in. Last one for Liquid. Might still come to a head at the half wall.
Oh, MOUZ. Oh, this is really weird timing between him and siuhy. Yet again, they're forward facing, and the timing actually works out for both MOUZ and siuhy. They're able to get that double. That's at least something. Gun out for Maka. He's got rid of the entire defense of Liquid on this side of the map. Rotates will come in. Both Maka and Ultimate are incredibly low. A break on the smoke for Nav reveals Maka. And suddenly Gravity has got it all to do again in this 1 versus 2. Holds for Ultimate. Steps in close. Really wants to try and press the issue, but the flashbang is brilliant from Naf, and this time Liquid will retake.
Yeah, flashbang saves him because Gravity was making the round-winning play, stepping forward like that. Oh, yeah, it felt like half was where that lived and died. The fact they got 2, that's just enough to make that work for. Goodness, it comes close. close. Just the jump up comes. MOUZ gets the double. Lee's had a chance there. Mac, I don't know how he went that double. The flashbang, everything to get that done. A nice round back for Liquid. What looked like a very tentative position for them.
Yeah, that's what you call getting away with one. If you're Liquid. MongolZ and siuhy can exhale a very deep breath. And they now need to be very careful, because that's 2 rounds now back to back where they have been caught. And sure, that round goes a lot better because they're able to get a double, but that shouldn't be happening. I'm really liking the design of these rounds from 3D-Max. Yet again, you're dropping a lot of utility in towards top brackets to try and force the response out of Liquid to go searching for info. That will come either through top banana or through top brackets. But where top brackets is smoked, you can't really do anything if you're Liquid. Ultimate's able to get rid of the lurk, sure, but then that's just the indication for 3D-Max to go in. That's such a shame for 3D-Max that Mac is the only one that gets kills there. But this is an opportunity for Liquid to break the bank and get back to winning ways on this CT side. He's just ready to drop utility. That nade misses the marker as well from Liquid. Finds the corner, and he gets iced out by the nade. Lucky wants to now step forward. siuhy gets a necessary trade and a follow-up. This time it's 3D-Max to overstep on banana, and they're going to keep on going. Elige will fall. siuhy, low HP, but he's still fighting tooth and nail to keep this door locked against 3D-Max. Ultimate's already rotated in time as well. A break from the smoke, he doesn't see anyone. siuhy is still alive at backside, finally removed by Maka. Smoke goes in at CT, but Nat's already on the flank. Such an important fight between him and Maka.
To go down, but Naf steps through, so Exercise has to get off and has to get into the clutch. Kills Naf, and now knows he has some space. He's just going to run it all the way towards A. And Ultimate still worried. The smokes are down. He's going to stick to B for now, which means this bomb will go down. Although, this little slowdown, Exercise doesn't know if Ultimate's already here. He's going to find out pretty quickly no one's home. As he plants, that's when Ultimate arrives in towards Library. Gets a pretty decent timing on it. Stings now, he might just spot him, but oh, sharp shot from Exercise. And that's what we want to see from him, a 1v2 to get 3D-Max their second.
Yeah, really great kill. And look, the second shot is spectacular on Ultimate, but the most important one and the clever kill, it is the immediate trade on Naf. Doesn't stay rooted on that bomb site. Immediately just thinks, right, I need to isolate the kills. That's the only way you win this round. And then you can play the mind game from Ultimate. Am I staying at banana? Am I rotating all the way around towards A? Ultimate has to consider the possibility of him remaining. So that gives Exercise all the room to breathe. MOUZ will find series point against NRG. 12-8, that has been such a hard-fought series. And the round that potentially could have broken the economy for 3D-Max actually completely puts Liquid all out of whack. They have nothing except for USPs.
They got a stack. So that's something. No one's free, and then MOUZ steps out, and oh no, Elige is going to kill as well. siuhy now looks for his timing as the back is turned. But Maka providing all the eco frags. That got a little silly, but now you know where this final player is, and they'll just run over towards B. So Stack gets some nice frags, and that's an AK for Naf flight. And you know he ain't stepping a foot near this B bomb site.
Unfortunately not. If he was a bit closer, like, I would have not hated him giving it a go. That was a lot of damage being put forward there by Liquid on the eco. Pretty blue gem for the Mac 10 that wanted to make money. Unfortunately for 3D-Max, didn't really make any money whatsoever. As Naf just steps over it, he's now hoping to grab some utility, which he will. So, to be fair, not a bad rate of return. No investment, 3 kills, an AK scooped and saved, along with a couple of pieces of utility. That's a good compromise here for Liquid.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, great amount of damage inflicted. Slight breather as a small technical gets resolved. Yeah, I'm actually just about hanging on in that series versus MOUZ, but that one is coming down to the wire, it looks.
Yeah, 12-8, where it looks like it's going to be 12-9 currently. Yep, there you go. Just immediately locked in on HLTV as a glance over. God, what the story that is. I'm really incredibly impressed with NRG. Liking what we're getting out of 3D Max as well, because they're showing an unbelievable amount of resiliency, not only in the best of 3 here against Liquid, but also in that BO1 against MIBR. Remember, they were 11-2 down on Anubis, and they're able to spin that back, nearly try and clutch up. So it's happening with Exercise. Not too sure. Boosted up, headset off. Trying to get something, so hopefully we can work this out immediately and get back into the action here. It's a very tense situation for both of these teams.
Yeah, elimination, right? Like, this one drops and you're out. Both these teams losing their opening best of ones. So immediately into the lower bracket. And it doesn't get easier either, because we kind of mentioned at the start of the series, you win out this one, and in a few hours, you have to play versus MongolZ. So it's not an easy road for either team. And you probably wouldn't have wanted this one to be a grueling best of 3 like it has been. Coming up after this on the B stream, we have Lynn Vision versus NIP. I think that one would just be fun to watch. I'm sure we'll get some quite scrappy CS. The Vision are a very interesting team. Sometimes they show up and they're just ridiculous and really difficult to play against. I mean, they're on an absurd win streak in their region.
Yes,
But then sometimes they just don't show up at all.
No, they're like quote unquote first international LAN as well. So that'll be interesting to see how they get on against their NIP. BC Game versus Pain is also a match on the stream.
That's on our stream. Yes, sorry, I got those the wrong way around. I was just looking at Group B where it was all grouped in. Yes, we got BC Game versus Pain.
So that'll be fun. You got obviously
That'd
Simple.
be very fun.
You got Skrunk playing well. We got Simple praising his team on Twitter too, so he's really proud of them, which is awesome to see. Like, and to be fair, like I don't blame him. Like, they nearly put Falcons in OT. It took Kiyosuke's best efforts to stop that from happening. The Electronic on CT side was brilliant. On T side, a player higher rated than Simple on the T side was Skrunk.
Skunk, all right, with the T-side performance. Yeah, that'll be an interesting test. Pain, it felt like in that game versus MAT, Pyria was playing brilliant, but we had some serious absentees from the other 2 new additions.
Yeah, which doesn't bode well if one of your new additions is gonna go toe to toe against Simple.
Yeah, true enough.
Hopefully this breather will actually serve as a nice little mental reset break for Liquid, because I feel like they've put themselves in really compromising positions on this CT side, and it feels really reminiscent actually of some rounds in Nuke where Liquid, for me, felt like they were in control quite a lot, and then they overextend a little bit, get caught up in and lost in the sauce, choke a little bit, I'd say. It makes the scoreline look a lot closer than it is. Brilliant round out of Exercise the clutch. Balls thrown in there for 3D Max. But should these rounds be getting to that point? You'd argue maybe not. Liquid, of course, did all the damage in that previous. They've been able to invest. Ultimate will not have an AWP. It's MOUZ that's left wanting with the FAMAS and a fast play. A change of tempo here for 3D Max, and he's looking to hold on and will for the first, but the trades are immediate, and Ultimate can't find anything on the rifle.
They're just ready for his swing, right? They're looking for that response that immediately comes after the contact on towards long, and now Naf is on site by himself, and well, he's been playing a pretty damn good game, but can't make it the multi. Bomb goes into the site. There is this fast push up from B from MOUZ, and it does feel like he wants to get involved. Shui's in towards library. MOUZ spotted out, and I feel like that spells the end of this round. They're giving this a look in. A re-smoke on Demoto, surely that makes this a whole lot more tricky. Smoke to allow him to start scaling, and Shui's found the kill, but MOUZ just cannot find Masuta. Neither can Shui. He just tucks back sight, completes his quad kill, and walks away unscathed.
Good tempo in that round from 3D Max. Especially after a little bit of an extended pause, especially as you know that Liquid will be investing in as much as they can, but to go for a fast hit, expecting, as you say, the ultimate step in. I really like the idea of this retake from Shui and MOUZ. Molly put in close by Shui, the smoke off pit, and they know that's a position that's been spotted because MOUZ got shot at. And then you try and isolate the site player. So it was the right idea. Just didn't quite work out in the manner that Liquid had hoped for. There's Masuta finally arriving for 3D Max. And yet again, tempo looks to be shifting. 3 players, though, are here for Liquid on B.
Pistols to keep them at bay. Flashbang for Shui. Still more smokes that could be deployed. Goes one off that molly. They do feel pretty committed into this. Don't have that lurk to give them a bailout towards A. So they just want to group and go there together. There's another smoke coming out. Liquid hoping that this replenishment of this smoke will sell the idea that they don't have lots of bodies here, that maybe it's just one player. Maybe these 5 seconds to get to work. This flashbang from Shui looking to really help them out. Molly sets MOUZ. He'll step back in. A leash gets removed, and now there's a team kill in the mix. That helps out affairs. Allows MOUZ to step through, get a double. And then the swing comes out. Shui just about gets Maka. Needed to find that. And again, it's Exercise left into the 1-on-2. I don't think he's going to be ready for how fast this push-up banana comes. Bomb goes down. He's been allowed time to get into the post plant, and AK potentially to be scooped up by one of these retakers. And Naf will pick that one up, and in fact, a second for Ultimate. That one's missing bullets. Backside spotted out, and now needs to find these fights. First comes his way. Time on his side, not a kid in this round. Now starts to step forward, and Exercise steps out. It's another 1v2 from Exercise to get 3D Max their 5th.
Yeah, unbelievable play. Another quad kill from Exercise as well. And that was even with a team kill in the mix for 3D Max. You really think those mollies are going to do all the damage, but MOUZ actually gets a really safe pocket of space over towards top oranges. You really just think that that's going to be the round back in for Liquid. They're going to win one of these half-buy moments. The rotation was really good, but I love that position out of Exercise. He goes in towards Dark, and he thinks, actually, if I go in towards New Box, then I can choose which angle I go into, and that's everything. Rather than him having the fights come to him, he takes the fights on his terms. Ultimate will also do the same in Banana. Lucky falls early.
And the MOUZ follows up. So at least a good start to this round off the aggressive play in towards B. Now, 3D Max start to take some space out towards long. Problem for them is going to be that bomb. Keep your eyes on it. It's all the way back down towards T-spawn. And Ultimate is just picking off players. Gravity looks to try and punish, and they won't be able to catch him. Molly too upset. Exercise running all the way back to get that bomb, but Doesn't feel like there's a way back into this round. A minute left. And a very closed in looking map. And you can see already Exercise just setting out to hold onto his AK. So this will be Liquid getting 4.
Oh, Naf's timing's really good as well. I don't think, yeah, you're ever going to be anticipating him here. Will be removed, but I mean the job's done for Liquid. Much better response here. They're the ones that take the initiative, and I feel like that's something that's really been lacking early for this CT side of Liquid. 3D Max been given a lot of respect, a lot of map control early. So what does Ultimate do? He immediately gets the AWP, he immediately takes contact. Good round out of Ultimate because his rotation's perfectly in time as 3D Max try and take that tempo up long. And that's the gap that Liquid knew about and prevented from being exploited. They're still hanging on. They're still in this game, and that's important. They're not letting the occasion get the best of them. We've had previous just 8-4 halves for both Liquid and 3D Max on Nuke and Dust2, respectively. Here on Inferno, it looks to be a much closer affair as Liquid take a timeout. So they understand how important this round is.
Great to get that moment out of Ultimate. I think he had 1 kill going into that round, maybe 2. Yeah, 2, and then ends up getting a nice double. Getting active with that AWP, essential on this CT side. And a breaking point round for 3D Max. Liquid have a good opportunity here to scale into 6 if they can get this one. I think that's more or less going to be a necessity.
These rounds have always been a difficult one for Liquid. Always put 3D Max on the brink of having to fully go. The 3D Max have always overwhelmed. Good utility in towards Banana. Even better flashbang out of Maka. They know that siuhy's stuck in the corner. He needs to try and escape, and instead he'll just stand his ground. Awesome double out of siuhy. Elite will now step in, drops a nade to let 3D Max know that he's that third player, this third element on B. And 3D Max are going to take their withdrawal. They're going to leave. Exercise has to clear this corner, but why would you expect Naf here? Brilliant angle. And he can now smoke off top bracket. This looks really good for Liquid.
Yeah, the smoke's a bit messy, but now Naf's repositioned. He'll be set up to deal with this play. Flashbang, he eats it and gets caught. Oh no, that's allowed them in. Smoke to go down, Masood to the plant. It felt like Naf had done everything. If he just stayed inside, he'd be fine. That smoke's missed the mark. Maka takes a whole lot of damage. Lee starts to move up. Maka on the headshot line with low HP feels necessary. Lee actually does get past. Love a nade, another shot going through, not fatal, and there's Maka, ready for a lead. Ultimate gets flushed out, and it felt like Naf had done it all, but then he gets caught and allows them in, and it all crumbles.
There it is, these rounds on the brink, these rounds where Liquid can full reset 3D Max, and 3D Max just don't give up. This is a great double out of siuhy. And with Naf getting the frag right here on Exercise and dropping the smoke, you think it's all said and done, but no, but instead it's the reaction out of 3D Max. It's the flashbang forward. Naf tries to get into a safe angle in pit and gets caught on the cross. You could argue that he maybe could have just stood on default, or he could have played a little bit back and Liquid could have had to retake it. Instead, it's the losing option for the CTs. Ultimate now steps forward. He wants to get an opening kill and won't be given one. And instead, all the attention put forward by grenades. 3D Max look to pop on towards A. The bad news for them is that 3 players are here.
It's a decent setup now. Gets the contact and gets the kills alongside the lead. siuhy did fall in the meanwhile, but Naf is putting up a performance. Almost makes it 3. That damage will have been confirmed. The nade not going to be on the mark. Size in a very tricky spot. He's throw out this smoke. But Maka can come over and they're just going to scale ahead of it. Now it's on to Maka and nothing he can do. MOUZ comes through with a great headshot. And Liquid off the back of Naf's hold this time to find success.
So much damage being put forward by Naf in that round. Just able to swing on a pivot. Get the kill on the player jumping out the apartments, even dinking for good measure. And good step in from malbs just ahead of that utility. This time they're the ones that just disrupt 3D Max and their plans. And this is as good as it comes to a full eco for 3D Max. A couple of Galils, Deagles, Tech 9s and armor. A scale of 5 in Banana. The boost up though is good for siuhy. He once again takes the contact. MongolZ and the Liege all here to support. You said that 6 felt necessary. And it's all but confirmed now. Unless Liquid have a calamitous end to round 12. But that feels incredibly unlikely given the position.
There you go, decimated in Banana. Gravity's left on half HP. And you've got no way out. Oh, enough just sits, faces the smoke. Gets the kill on the high HP player. Nothing here for Gravity. Elise starts to step forward. And the backside comes through, so Liquid. I'll tie us up at the half, 6-6. Even steading going into the second half of this elimination match.
It's so wild because actually you feel like Liquid could have had a lot more. That they really could have done. There was 2 clutches from Exercise in this. You had the Naf catch out as he crosses towards Pit. That could have definitely gone the other way. There's a lot of moments in this for Liquid. But 3D Max, they hold on. They have that clutch potential. Exercise has stepped up in such a big way here on this decided map. That is exactly what 3D Max needed. Maybe it was just biding his time for Inferno. Liquid now swap over to this T side. Good news for Liquid is that their stats on both halves are pretty similar. Especially the CT side is a bit weaker here for 3D Max. They've been struggling on it as of late. So maybe a pistol, a chance to generate momentum, a way in for 3D Max to put even more pressure here on Liquid. 1 half left of Counter-Strike for either 3D Max or Liquid left in this tournament. Loser goes home, winner, a date with the MongolZ.
That's a hot date. Liquid sit back, waiting for the aggression. Doesn't come immediately, so now they can start to take their space. It's triple setup on B. Lucky's got a flashbang, so hoping they can commit and force these players off half wall. And then they can counterplay, but Liquid, I think they're not interested in this. They throw the smoke out towards long. And they just want to move straight into this bomb site. They've got a Molotov. There's going to be a very fast flank. That's going to be something they need to be concerned about. The molly in towards Pit. That's going to cause a headache for Exercise. And now Gravity is falling. Exercise swings through the flames and he still finds 2.
No way.
A massive performance. And that gives 3D Max a chance. Bob only just now going down and they are already here on the retake. But Mac is gone. MOUZ removes Masita. And looks like the pistol will be Liquid's.
Oh, I really rate that from 3D Max, though. Like, how quick they are on the flanker, as you mentioned. They just try and take their time in. And unfortunately enough, Liquid have put themselves in towards Pit and mini Pit. MOUZ just steps out. Lucky he can't win this now that there's no kit. So he's going to walk over, try and at least maybe grab one on the way out. He hasn't got any Kevlar, so he might as well. Can't find Naf. Liquid will get that pistol. Fair play for Exercise just to stand and burn and still get 2 kills. That could have been the way forward from what was otherwise a really great take out of Liquid on this A bomb side. That's awesome. We nearly found that third.
Yes, timing on it. It's great for Liquid. Just as that player steps into the apartments, that's when NAF strikes. It's going to be the 4th spy. We get the max
6-7.
6-7. Both the scoreline and the number on the board.
I knew there'd be a 6-7 somewhere for the observer to find.
There always is. Whenever you least expect it, 6-7 appears.
Force by in for 3D Max as we try and lock back in. Exercise has got the Max 7 over in apps. Masuta really wants to take a forward fight, but siuhy will best him, bails out MOUZ. There's still 2 more players here. Lucky, forced off, but it doesn't matter. Gravity tries to spray back with the MP9, but can only hold on for 1. Really good trades yet again out of Liquid. 3v2, player advantage, puff of smoke put up in the face of Maka, and this bomb can now go down. He's going to flash through. He's going to try and be that difference maker, but Elige bails out Ultimate. Ultimate even gets off the bomb just in case. And now this Max 7 might upgrade and evolve to a Galil, or... Never mind, I thought maybe Elige was stepping towards top banana. Instead, it doesn't happen. Exercise will grab that Galil and see you later, Alligator. He's going to go and save.
I feel like what we're seeing from Liquid here reminds me a lot of what 3D Max were looking like. It's very packy. It's just very forcing the fight on banana and just bursting through. Looks good for a second when 3D Max get that kill from Lucky from sandbags, but it's just, yeah, the constant barrage of bullets through the smoke, then bodies follow. 2-round lead and 3D Max.
Terrorists win.
Have this saved Galil. But Liquid will start to run away with the half, it feels.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent as well of Dust2 T-side from Liquid. Just really looking to go quickly to gain this control. Never looks to be in doubt. These are much better trades coming out of Liquid as well when it comes to Sentry pathing. So this is Pistol, Eco, Force Conversion, you imagine. From Liquid, put themselves 9-6 up. Naf's got the MP5. Looking to make some money.
That's a fun angle. The MP5. Said he's setting up a lead for the flashbang. Hello. That's the Galil now noted.
You just go B. Like you know the hero rifle's here, you just leave. You imagine the pistols are also going to be with the rifle. Because why would they just leave him solo? So yeah, this is good. This is the right decision here from Liquid. Not taking any chances. Smoke goes out from Lucky. They might just disrespect it with the nade break.
Almost break in with nades. He manages to get ahead of them. There is a push coming through in middle. It's not to get spotted out. Yeah, just to get some MP5 action.
They just don't need to get caught up in this, and this is a really nice withdrawal out of Liquid. You don't want to then change your plan right at the end here. You just need to go into B, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Lucky with the P250, maybe able to catch off MOUZ, and he is able to. That's a nice shot. That's the Guatemala, but Ultimate will get that trade. That will now be bomb planted. That will now be Liquid. Really locking in 9. They set themselves apart. It has to be a rethink and a reshuffle of structure here for 3D Max. Now going into the first full gun v gun. Interested to see what the banana control looks like. Nice shot out of Elige as he gets some confidence kills. Liquid are definitely on the front foot for now.
Snag anything at the end? No. Ultimate deals with him, so again, it's just his Galil saved in back-to-back rounds. You will get the Maka AWP. Then you might take a timeout. They know everything is resting on this round for them. It's just still got the MP5 on nav. I mean, I guess you're not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to drop an AK. You know, wants to keep money for another AWP later on. Oh, not an AK, an M4. So it's a FAMAS for Masuta. Good, favoured with the trajectory to take this. No cock-ups allowed.
Maka not going for an early peek in towards top banana this time. He pulls the utility. Look how quick this is. Very fast. Out of liquid. Lucky affected by the flames. And then the nade will just land on his head. He headbutts it away. But will barely survive. And this is very worrying. Maka then walks over with the AWP. It's the cache of utility on the floor for Lucky. He was supposed to be this solo player. Instead, it is Liquid with a solo conquest in towards this B bomb site. Maka can only now drop utility behind this smoke. Exercise has got rid of Naf. And that nade, oh, that second one does a lot. But the first one did absolutely nothing.
Re-smoke goes down. There's going to be 2 players coming up from Banana later on. Molly. Not affecting Elise too much, but he still doesn't want to stick around. He'll fall back. Second set of flames coming through the Ras here, but this is fight towards CT that could get interesting. It's gone well. Lucky Maka, but Elise now stepping up and over him is siuhy, trying to combine, and Elise is getting all these frags in the post plant. Masuta can't find a way in. We'll eventually deal with Elise, but it's done. Liquid will take out everyone and find themselves on double digits.
I'll tell you what, Elise has been having a really rough go of it. This event, I mean, it's been a best of 1 and a best of 3, right? But I mean, Dust2, Passenger, here on Inferno, that is the most incredible amount of impact Elise just had all series long. Immediate step out in towards Banana, but then he doesn't leave siuhy alone. He rotates back in towards the bomb site. He knows that the threat is going to be in towards CT, finds that off angle in at first oranges, gives Liquid double digits, and gives them such a good opportunity to try and put this beyond all reasonable doubt and try and send 3D Max home. Maka has an AWP. Look at the contrasting weaponry. Mag 7 yet again for Exercise.
You might get a chance to use it. There is a lot of presence here in the apartments. Maka just fires off his AWP. I wonder if he intends to rotate off that, and that's why he showed it was there. Wanted to make them go elsewhere. Yeah, he just leaves. Lucky almost just gets spammed out by MOUZ immediately. He almost sees with a 5-7 in sight. That's all there is to hold it. They're hearing it fire off. These pistols with a lot of responsibility on their shoulders, but maybe they've done enough. Liquid, they start to reroute.
Yeah, they've heard these 5-7s rattle off, and they might be thinking it's a stack. And they'd be right, there is a stack, but the bomb site that they are walking into is not vulnerable. And you've got this setup with the Mag 7, the MP9, but that is a sharp shot out of Naf. Maka gets the trade immediately. That's going to still make gravity in, but Elise steps forward for Masuta. They know that the AWP is here, and Maka needs to combat AWP and try and fight. Swings on 2 different angles. Maka will not be removed from the bomb site until maybe it's just too late. Look at the HP. Maybe this can set up Lucky. He can rotate in at long. It is being held for. He's going to try and take the timing. But now they know he's both here. Headshot angle. He has to be so precise. And it'll be Elise that delivers the killing blow. It's so close for 3D Max, but it's not enough. And finally, for Team Liquid, the clutches, they're going their way.
Yeah, Maka has that pure AWP. It's in the midst, exactly where it needs to be. He's getting all of the frags, and you start to believe it's going to be a highlight moment for the ages. He can't quite hit that quick shot onto siuhy. This progresses too close. You can see how close that shot was too. It sails just past him, and that would have maybe been all the difference. But one man can't be all the difference. That's the situation here for Liquid. They have 4 leading the charge for them. And it's only 2 that are going toe-to-toe on the 3D Max side. We can see that reflected in this scoreboard. It's Team Liquid rounds away now from eliminating 3D Max.
It's really tricky for 3D Max. We came into this series, we actually came into this map of Inferno prefacing how for Liquid, when one player does well, the others struggle to keep up. That is exactly what's happening for 3D Max in this series. Lucky, unbelievable, on Dust2. Where is he? Like, Maka and Exercise. They're playing really well. Maka's been consistent all throughout this series. Exercise, a bystander for map 1 and map 2. Now he's stepping up when his team needs him, but Gravity, who was exemplary on Nuke. You get my point. I've been so impressed with the individual level as well out of siuhy. Both in-game leaders are really trying to will their team over the line here. But it's Liquid that's coming out on top. It's Liquid that's on fire. It's 3D Max, by the way, without a round in this second half. They've not got one yet on this T side. CT, sorry.
Yeah, this is the 3D Max that was in the grand final of the last TSH Championships. And they might just be going out without a win this time around. Good cache of nades here and a good stack of players. This could still get very difficult for Liquid. These nades going to keep raining down. The fight goes forward and Elise and MOUZ win it out, even with all the util damage. Another HE goes over and Elise just about dodging. Still a player advantage. Elise gets given the AWP and I think they might just commit into this.
And they'd be right to do so. Elite has been the grenade drain in this round. He's absorbed them all up for Liquid, so 3 players are still healthy. 20 seconds. Getting into this bomb site shouldn't be an issue on paper. They just need to trade out Lucky. Reminds behind the pillar. Not affected by the flashbang, but the spray is wayward. Mac has found one through the smoke, though. They can scoop up the bomb. They can plant it. Naf will punch in the digits. This certainly should be a round that you feel like they're going to go for. Maka's going to regroup and be here with Exercise, but Elige holds the angle. What does Maka's timing look like? He doesn't have a kit. Unless there's one on site, he needs to be that difference maker. Will Elige hear him? Will the penny drop? Not yet. And he was last known over towards CT. The Liege gives a cursory glance at time. It is really the limiting factor here. Scoops up a kit immediately. Will Maka, and Naf just needs to tap. Naf just needs to wait. Full blinded is Maka, and Naf will lock it in. He's that reliable beacon of hope for Liquid, and they will hit 6 series points. And now, 3D Max need to win, not once, not twice, but 6 times over. And something that they've been unable to do yet in this second half.
See the idea from Maka there. They need a few more seconds really to make that work. I felt like 3D Max had a brilliant setup. They're throwing all these nades over, it's doing so much damage, and they just contact forward at the same time, and both of those players just get punished for it. Yeah, 6 chances to close. 4 Famuses to deal with here. So he's got the opening pick. What a player that I feel has been a feature piece on these maps. Just chugging along. Opens up this round with a B start.
Yeah, that works out a lot better for the banana control out of 3D Max. That's going to send Liquid into a frantic dash towards this A bomb site. Gravity will also maneuver his way forward. This is going to be contact all the way around the world through long. Gravity does get caught on this timing. The smoke fades. He will make it up and towards the box. Good trade out of Naf. There's still 2 players here on site. Exercise and Maka will just tuck down and patiently bide their time. That's the bomb also dropped over at long. Elige can't capitalize on his opportunity in his position, but Ultimate will catch out Masuta. Is that the pathway? No. Instead, they're going to keep going in towards this A bomb site. But everyone is here for 3D Max. Ultimate still finds one, but as mentioned, there's just too many players. 2v2, and the swing is great out of Exercise and Maka. 3D Max will not relent. They will keep themselves in the fight for at least one more.
Yeah, I think the reason they commit there is they have the confirmation that one player's low from that fight on apps, right? Maka got brought down to low HP. They think, okay, let's just commit to this. We've got the space. There might be something to be done here. Doesn't work out. Nice strike. Actually doing a lot of damage out towards long. But he managed to get that first CT round. It comes far too late, it feels. And the first of so many required. At least going to this next, it's 2 Tech 9s and siuhy, who's removed.
Give me an apps burst. MOUZ has just dropped his flashbangs already to take the top bracket space. So this is going to be weird now, because how do you get out safely if you're Liquid? You just got to throw your bodies at the problem. That smoke might be the welcome invitation. Instead, it's going to push them back. Look at how far advanced Lucky is. It is in towards Banana. This should be under control for 3D Max. Oh, yeah, especially with this reposition out of Liquid. It looks like the bomb's heading Banana.
Wherever they go, it's going to be tricky. They have some control in towards middle, so it looks like they start making moves in that direction, but Maka's here. Flashbang's good, gets him off the line. He looks to re-peek, and it's to his detriment. Elige.
Uh-oh.
Oh, remove him, and now it starts to feel very tight on this bomb site. A bit of space offered up, a flashbang over the top to allow a peek out towards long. Naf, this lurk is everything, hits the headshot, but it's through the wall. Exercise just tucks his head down. There's this push up from Lucky in towards short now. And that arrival should be everything, baiting gravity, and there's a cleanup in the final moments.
Yeah, they took way too long there, Liquid. I think they just they can't be assuming that the only player there is exercising Pit. And they certainly weren't, because otherwise they would have been pushing him. So I think they were just a little bit scared to get in. It was a really nice entry out of Elige. I think they were also just a little bit indecisive about where they wanted to end that round. Everyone walks back down mids and everyone walks back up mids. It's very much half in, half out. There was never any real commitment, and that's evidenced by the fact that when they get the pick onto Maka, they then don't swing immediately, especially off the back of the contacts out of Naf. One more timeout taken by Liquid. That was the all-in. That was the force buy. Pretty Max to be given the luxury of an eco, and this game will start to close. It's not scary yet for Liquid, but they are losing a little bit of grip.
Contend here. Decent nade. siuhy.
Oh dear.
Blood. I'm lucky to get as many of these as possible.
Out of all the players, you didn't want to die on that cross. It's the guy with the bomb.
Well, I don't think they're getting into a bomb site.
No, I don't either.
Lucky's pushed down middle, so he'll be able to move up behind. Maka's on the fine lane to watch the long cross, and we'll see one step over. In fact, this is the chance too. There we go. The setup looking to hold just about, and yeah, no chance for a bomb plant. So 1 kill. Lucky, can he get that rifle? That'd be nice, but no, his teammate doesn't help him out by throwing it over to him.
It's actually so impressive looking when we go back into the HUD, right? Look at the kills for 3D Max, and then look at the kills for Liquid. Look at how many more kills Liquid have got in this game. And yet, this is starting to get a little bit touch and go. It is a stark difference.
It's almost, what, 10 extra kills? Close enough. Oh, Maka feeling emboldened for the pick. Don't see anything though. Knows there's a timer on that, so he'll fall back. Then we get this 3 lean towards B. like Liquid will come to face it shortly.
Is this the contestment, or is this just the plant of the feet for 3D Max? It's a bait and switch. There's actually a lot of bait and switches, but the smoke was seen. The trade out of Elige is brilliant, but Gravity holds on. Full blind, he'll find the third, and siuhy's dropped to the floor. That extra player for 3D Max, enough to hold back Liquid right at the pass in top banana. It's Naf on this lurk again. He goes toe-to-toe with Exercise. Ultimate just lies in wait. Everyone rotates away from B. And that's exactly where Ultimate is walking. This is going to be a retake at the bare minimum. And this could be the chance that Liquid needed.
Oh, but he's going to announce it. Enough's going to be. Oh, no, he looks the wrong way. Oh, that's devastating. He heard the player pushing down middle and knew he had an opportunity to catch them out. And, well, maybe Ultimate. 7 HP in 10 seconds. Can at least get another kill, but not the round. So double digits for 3D Max. Ultimate needs to make sure he doesn't go down.
Counter-terrorists win.
Oh, you could see the way they were putting that round together.
That's so unlucky. That's so unlucky for Naf. He's just not expecting the second player there. Gravity's holding the entire time. What a sequence of kills from Gravity as well, because he really keeps 3D Match in that context. And think about this on Inferno, actually. Gravity's had a 4K. Masuta's had a 4K. Exercise had a 4K. Everyone's stepping up in big ways. That is not the smoke you want if you're Liquid. And what was 12-6 is now 12-10. And they're choking. They're struggling to close.
We're going to get every round played. Remarkable. Good flash out onto Masuta with the molly. You have so much more work to be done. Looks like Elige wants to make those moves over towards A. The rotations already start to make their way over. Third player. Yeah, Gravity's going to move into sight. Mac has got long. All bases are covered on A.
When was the last time Liquid went B? A genuine question. It feels like it has been an incredibly long time. And where you've just got utility consistently. I mean, Lucky doesn't even have a smoke on B right now. And yet they're so comfortable and confident that it's going to be this A bomb site. And yet again, 3D Max, they work it out. Flashbang thrown in counter by Exercise, and he's doing his best to sell the idea that he's the only one here. No one's in close, and it might not even matter. Gravity, this third element, not even baited in, finally announces his arrival. Liquid keep going A, and they keep getting shut down. And from 3D Max, they were on the brink of despair, and now this could be catastrophic for Team Liquid.
Exercise has been brilliant, hasn't he, over here on this A bomb site? And Nade does a lot of work. Just playing Pit to perfection. 5 rounds in a row from 3D Max. Just one more to force it to overtime. Loser is eliminated. It all comes down to this. Can Liquid do this in regulation?
Can they steal it again? Felt like it was destined for overtime. On Nuke, it wasn't. Liquid were able to close it. Can they do the same on Inferno after this drought of rounds? That's the difference. You have to dig so deep if you're Team Liquid. You feel like you've done all the hard work. And now reality starts to set in. Did ask when was the last time they went B. They're going to do it right here. Right now, it feels like, especially with this setup over towards top brackets being put forward here by 3D Max. This would be the best possible moment to go B. Will Liquid figure it out? Instead, it is just a swing. That flashbang, doesn't help. Gravity's able to last bullet headshot ultimate, and that's the bomb dropped. I don't think he knew too much about that. But Liquid are now stuck in no man's land.
This is so uncomfortable for them. MOUZ is going to be tucked in. But a re-smoke lands on B. Naf's looking for anything over on A, and he's not seeing a single thing. He might just get caught out as well by gravity. There's a timing swing, but no, doesn't come. He's going to start to move back over to support. Smokes go in. Maka's not in the site itself. Swaps the M4, throws the incendiary forward just to slow them down. They start to move. It has to be the commitment. There's only 20 odd seconds left. They start to move in. Lucky, tough first oranges. Removed by Elige, but on to after he takes one. siuhy gets the kill onto Maka. That's going to enable this bomb to go down. And now this flank is everything. He gets the kill onto Ecstasies. And it's onto Gravity and Masuta. siuhy tucks in close. Elige looking to take the contact perhaps or play off him. Masuda straight out into the firing line, and Gravity is onto him. siuhy's low, but so is he. And Elige just harassing from the back lines. It's a massive round from Elige and siuhy in the end to close, and Liquid scrape through on this final map. They stay alive here at the CS Asia Championships.
Yeah, perfect adjective. Perfect adjective. Scrape through. I can't believe that it takes that long for them to close the game, because right up until that point, right up until they hit series point, Liquid are in complete control.